strap suit, polished it clean, called it bulletproof. But ink don't fade and truth don't bruise, and we brought every file you tried to lose. You can stall, but the hammer's gonna fall. We brought the receipts. Step inside. Welcome to the receipt room. Nowhere to hide. Line by line, we cut the noise. This is signal over noise. Signal over noise. You buried it deep in procedure smoke. Signed in the margins, thought it was closed. But we read every clause, every quiet ploy. Now the door swings shut. Welcome to the receipt room. You can stall, but the hammer's gonna fall. Alright. Truth don't knock, it walks right in. Welcome to the receipt room. We brought the receipts. Hold the line. Name by name. Time by time. No more smoke. No decoys. Signal over noise. Welcome to the receipt room. Woo! Welcome to the receipt room. Welcome to the receipt room.
Hey guys, welcome to the receipt room. I am Freedom Fire.
Those are Fox.
And I am Courteous Maximus.
It was just
And tonight we have Josh and Tracy with us. There they are.
What's
Yeah.
going on, guys? Y'all doing okay?
Yeah, thanks for coming on with us.
Doing great.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot, guys. It's gonna be a lot. We're just gonna try to dig in as much as we can because there's gonna be a lot of information. It's a lot of information. Curtis is back on the road again tonight. So he's gonna have a little background noise. Hopefully nobody's gonna be trying to hit no cats tonight. So
I got the seat
That's
belt on
awesome.
this time.
that's good. That's good. Thank everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. If you can, give us a thumbs up on Rumble
Please.
and a like on X. That'll help us a lot. Please, please, please. Yes. mini. And how's everybody's week been? It's been crazy.
It's been absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Speed, 100%.
Lots going on.
Lots going on for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Curtis and I have been kind of like recluse. I haven't really been on X a ton. We started digging after your show,
Yep.
which is what we're going to dig into on the Ingersoll Lockwood 1717. It's 51, guys. It's 51. Tracy pointed out that that on our little graphic that Brock did for us, it said 1717 15. That is not correct. It is 51.
Yep.
Yeah. So anybody that watched the live with Josh, Tracy, and Stav on Ingersoll Lockwood, that's what we're jumping into because my brain started rolling as it usually does, looking at that number for whatever reason, and just kind of putting it in all different kinds of ways because it just kept sticking out to me. Something's to that, and it just went from there. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. And boy, is there a lot to that number. There's a lot to that number.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, just some of the stuff that you guys have been kind of feeding me here and little there, it's like, wow, you guys are going really deep into this. So
Yeah. I'm excited.
We are.
yeah.
We did, but it's really cool because as I've told Josh and Tracy, I'm not. Of course, I'm into Q. That's how I got started in this. Was watching Josh and Tracy. I started watching Tracy on Fellowship in the Word, and then that's how I found Josh doing the Q drop thing. But you know, I knew about Q, but I wasn't in Q when it was happening, right from the get. So as far as decoding, I mean, I was trying to learn it myself. I didn't really understand all of it as far as what was going on. So, but now I think I learned my way, which is I always go back to the historical portion of it. So that's all I can do.
Well, I've got QAG pulled up, so if you guys need me, I'm ready to rock and roll. So
good. So yeah, the first thing we're gonna do is we're really just going to talk about the structure and digging through all of that, right? So a lot of it comes from covenant, law, sovereignty, authorship, records, intelligent. We're finding that those numbers seem to always be going towards records, things like that. Sorry guys, I've got like 3 screens going here. I'm trying to get everything over here. But it has a lot to do with foreign influence, which I really thought was interesting, and a lot to do with Canada. And given the fact that the very next day, or was it 2 days after your show with that, we had the attempt on the president, right?
Right.
And and lo and behold, we had a Q drop that came up that talked about Allen Memorial Institute and the CIA and MK Ultra and all that. And I think we saw that going around all over the place. So I started digging into that. But believe it or not, those numbers actually have something to do with that. So I found some of that. So it's very interesting how all of it just laid out in the timing. You guys had impeccable timing. That was insane. Yeah. It really was. So let's kind of get into that. It has a lot to do with, like I said, intelligence, media, foreign influence, Canada, public access, and basically the modern fight over who controls the signal. Yeah. Really, right?
Wow.
So 17 is not the proof. 17 is the routing node. That's kind of what we found. It keeps showing up near transition points. Judgment, preservation, hidden assignment, resurrection, fixed justice, lawmaking, Senate, reconstructing, copyright, public records, lodge architecture, and when I say lodge, I'm meaning masons, signal intelligence, frequency thresholds, and modern sovereignty fights. So 17 is where hidden things become structured. And the arc lands. Joseph's assignment begins, the net holds, justice becomes fixed, bills become law. Senators are rewired, authorship becomes enforceable, and signals become intelligence. And truly it's the structure. We've talked about it a million times, right? It literally is the structure. It's you, Curdy.
Oh. Just didn't want to interrupt you.
Curdy's in the car.
I just didn't want to interrupt you. Well, I'm going to say a prayer before I get into what I have to say. So if you guys don't mind, I'm going to read it because it's a long, new one that I had put together. So don't judge me if I'm have my eyes open. But this all has it's all related to stuff relating to the number 17 in the Bible, believe it or not. And I had this prayer put together from that.
Okay.
Father in heaven, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we come before you in the name of Jesus Christ. Hear our just cause, attend to our cry. Let our prayer come from lips free of deceit. Search our hearts, test our minds, and expose whatever is false in us before we try to expose what is false in the world. Keep us as the apple of your eye. Hide us under the shadow of your wings. Guard us from enemies seen and unseen, deception, confusion, pride, fear, and every counterfeit scheme. Father, sanctify us in the truth. Your word is the truth. Clean our eyes, our ears, clean our mouths, clean our motives. Let us love truth more than being right. Let us seek justice without becoming corrupted by anger. Let us uncover darkness without letting darkness enter us. Give us the spirit of wisdom and revelation in the knowledge of you. Open the eyes of our hearts. Let us see what is hidden, but only according to your will. Let us discern the difference between a real pattern and a false trip, between your signal and the enemy's noise. Deal bountifully with your servants, that we may live and keep your word. Open our eyes, that we may behold wondrous things out of your law. When princes sit and plot, let your testimonies be our counselors. When systems twist justice, anchor us in your law. Heal us, O Lord, and we shall be healed. Save us, and we shall be saved. You are our praise. Repair what has been wounded. Restore what has been stolen. Strengthen what has been weakened. Burn away what does not belong to you. Create in us clean hearts, O God. Renew right spirits within us. Do not cast us away from your presence. Do not take your Holy Spirit from us. Restore to us the joy of your salvation and uphold with willing spirits. We bring you no performance, no mask, no fake sacrifice. The sacrifice you accept is a broken spirit. Broken and contrite hearts you will not despise. So we lay down pride, revenge, vanity, and fear. Lord, be our banner in the battle. When our hands grow tired and strength, when the battle below depends on prayer above, hold us steady. Write your victory as a memorial. Let every true record come to light in its appointed time. Father, shine your face upon the desolate place. Restore what judgment has exposed. Cleanse what corruption has defiled. Rebuild what truth requires. Let mercy triumph where repentance is real. When we are surrounded, remind us that battle belongs to you. Teach us when to move, when to stand firm. Teach us when to speak and when to be silent. Teach us when to dig and when to wait. Even if the fig trees do not blossom, even if no fruit on the vines, even if the fields yield no food, even if the herd is cut off from the stall, yet we will rejoice in you, the God of our salvation. Make our feet like the deer's feet. Set us secure on the heights. Let us walk above panic, above deception, above despair. Father, let the net not tear. Gather what belongs to you. Preserve the remnant. Bring truth out of hiding. Bring the scattered pieces into order. Let every false author be exposed. Let every stolen inheritance be restored. Let every unlawful throne tremble before the King of Kings. Let every hidden record, every buried witness, every corrupted chain, and every silenced testimony answer to your judgment. Not by our strength, not by our ego, not by our anger, not by our cleverness, by your spirit, by your word, by your truth, and by the authority of Jesus Christ. Father, make us clean enough to carry truth, strong enough to endure it, humble enough to correct course, and brave enough to stand where it matters. Sanctify us in the truth. Your word is truth. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
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 Amen. Thank you.
I
Sorry.
love that, Curtius. I love that, Curtius.
That was awesome. It really
Thank
was.
you.
That one just got me going a little bit.
Mhm.
But
We'll do that.
the importance of 17. Now we start with the clean skeleton. Q is the 17th letter, as we all know. That's the obvious surface code. 1717 is repeated twice. That gives us doubled 17. 51 is 17 times 3. That gives us triple 17. 153 is 1 plus 2 plus 3, all the way through 17. That makes 153 the triangular completion of 17. So the ladder is 17 equals Q, 1717 equals double Q 17, 51 equals triple 17, 153 equals completed 17. Rookie mistake is stopping at Q equals 17. That is the doorbell, not the house. The better line is this. 17 behaves like a routing number. Q is the surface. 1717 is repetition. 51 is multiplication. 153 is completion. Important correction for the record though. 1717 plus 51 equals 1768, not 1776. So the 1776 tie is not arithmetic. The 1776 tie is symbolic and structural. Law, sovereignty, founding, architecture, and record trails. Biblical 17. Genesis gives us one of the strongest theological anchors. In Genesis 7:11, the flood begins on the 17th month of the the 17th day of the second month. In Genesis 8:4, the ark comes to rest on the mountains of Ararat on the 17th day of the 17th month. Oh, I guess there were 17 months. I didn't know that part. Judgment begins on a 17, and regrounding after judgment lands on a 17. So the line is, Genesis uses 17 at both ends of the flood transition. The world is judged, the remnant is preserved, and the ark rests again on 17. That makes 17 a covenant reset marker. That's not fluffy numerology, that is biblical structure. Destruction, preservation, landing, new order. Then Joseph enters the pattern. Genesis 37:2 says Joseph was 17 years old when the story begins. He is hated by his brothers. He reports what he sees. He receives dreams. He is betrayed, sold, falsely accused, imprisoned, and later elevated into power. The line is, Joseph at 17 is the hidden ruler pattern. At 17, the betrayal begins. The family rejects him. The system buries him. But the same man later becomes the one who preserves nations through famine. Joseph is not crowned at 17. He is buried at 17. This is that point. 17 equals the beginning of the hidden assignment. Then we get the resurrection side completion. John 21:11 records resurrected Christ miracles catch 153 fish and the net is not torn. The mathematical bridge is 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way through 17 equals 153. The line is, after resurrection, the net holds 153 mathematically. 153 is 17 completed, so the symbol is not just abundance, it is completed gathering, resurrection side harvest, and a net that does not tear. The scattered are gathered, the net does not break. The systems of gathering holds. Then Romans 8 gives the victory over separation pattern. Romans 8:35-39 lists threats that cannot separate believers from love of Christ. First, there are 7 earthly suffering categories: tribulation, distress, persecution, famine, nakedness, danger, and sword. Then there are 10 cosmic or creation order categories, and that is death, life, angels, rulers, things present, things to come, powers, height, depth, and anything else in all creation. That gives an interpretive 7 plus 17 equals 17 reading. Paul does not label it 17. We are reading the structure. So Roman 8 gives us a 17-fold victory over separation. Reading earthly threats, spiritual powers, time, height, depth, and creation itself cannot sever the covenant. That gives us the biblical foundation. 17 marks judgment, preservation, hidden assignment, completed gathering, and victory over separation. Now the legal 17. Now we move from covenant law into the Magna Carta clause. 17 says common pleas shall not follow the king's court, but shall be held in some fixed place. And that's pretty massive. Before that principle, justice can trail behind the king's moving court. Justice moves with power. After that principle, justice becomes locatable. So the Magna Carta 17 is a legal sovereignty node. It takes justice away from the king's traveling shadow and fixes it in a known place. That is law becoming locatable. 17 equals wandering justice becoming fixed justice. Then Article 1, Section 7. Article 1, Section 7 of the Constitution governs the lawmaking process, revenue bills, presentment, presidential approval, veto, and congressional override. The Constitution annotated text says every bill passed by both houses must be presented to the president before becoming law. That gives us the clean 1 to 7 constitutional node. Article 1, Section 7 is the lawmaking gate. It tells us how an idea becomes binding law. So 1 to 7 sits directly on the machinery of lawful transformation. The process is idea, bill, presentment, signature or veto, override if needed, and then law. That is the Constitution as sword, not vibes, not slogans, lawful process. Then the 17th Amendment. The 17th Amendment was passed by Congress in 1912, ratified in 1913, and changed Senate elections by allowing voters to directly elect U.S. senators. And before that, senators were chosen by the state legislators. The 17th Amendment is a sovereignty rewiring event. It changes the Senate from a state legislator instrument into a direct election instrument. Whether someone praises it or criticizes it, nobody serious can call it minor. If the Senate was originally a state defense mechanism inside the federal structure when the 17th Amendment changed the circuit board. Then Title 17. Title 17 of the U.S. Code governs copyright. The U.S. Copyright Office says the copyright law of the United States is contained in Title 17 Cornell's Legal Information Institute, and that states that copyright protection applies to original works of authorship fixed in a tangible medium of expression. That matters because copyright is not just books and songs. It governs authorship, copying, ownership, reproduction, distribution, performance, and profit. So Title 17 is where authorship becomes enforceable law. In this dig, that means 17 touches narrative ownership, who wrote it, who owns it, and who may copy it, and who may distribute it, and who may profit from it. That connects straight to music records, publishing, propaganda, media, archives, and cultural control.
That's important.
It really is.
Repeat that one more time.
It connects straight to music, records, publishing, propaganda, media, archives, and cultural control.
Okay.
So the legal ladder is the Magna Carta 17 fixes justice in place. Article 1, Section 7 fixes lawmaking in process. The 17th Amendment rewires Senate structure. And Title 17 fixes authorship and code. Any questions so far?
That's a lot, bro.
It's a lot, but I want you guys to think about it, though. Why do you think we've been pointed towards 17? Honestly.
Yeah, 17 wasn't just about Q. It was a whole, it was a keystone.
Right.
It really was. It was a node.
Yeah.
Wow.
So before we go any further, I don't know if you're going to do this, but have you got it pulled up to where we can see the 17-17-51 on Ingersoll Lockwood? Because if you don't, I do.
Yeah, you can pull it up. I don't have that pulled up.
Okay, so if you see down at the bottom of your screen, you can share my screen. Okay, so guys, this is what we're talking about. You remember last week, it was last week, on Tracing Justice, we were going through the Ingersoll Lockwood dig, okay? We briefly came to this 17-17-51. Here's how you find this 17-17-51, okay, guys? Why is it not letting me go back? Let's see here. Give me just 1 second, guys. So this is how you find the 17-17-51. So if you go to Ingersoll Lockwood's website right here, you start highlighting stuff, and it says go for launch right there. Well, okay. But there's these 3 little dots right here, okay? After you highlight the screen, so you click on it, and it takes you to 171751.
And that's all that's on there until you highlight.
And then you start going down through here, and there's a bunch of hidden text down through here that it's just a ton of stuff that you can read through, guys. But this is the key right here. Up here at the top, the 171751. That's where Freedom Fire and Courteous picked up our investigation on what this could possibly mean.
Right.
Okay, so if you just listen to everything that Courteous said, he's listing everything that relates to 17. Okay, and also I want to show you one other thing. What's interesting about Q drop 51? All right. So it says one nation under God. And this is an anon saying this to Q, okay? It says, I've watched as society has been effectively addicted to MSM apps, social media, games, music, all propaganda. At the moment you try to open anyone's eyes, you are shunned, being dumbed down, weakened, and groomed for passivity and stupidity through food and their addictions, like calf literally being fattened for the slaughter. And with all the race war propaganda, Pizzagate possibility, I became suicidal because I can't stand that no one will open their eyes and are being manipulated hard. Guys, I want you to remember that statement right there as we go through this. Okay, this is key right here. I hope with all my heart, that Trump is going to make good on his promise to MAGA and clean up the swamp. Guys, the swamp is so much bigger than you could ever imagine. It's not just DC, okay? Remember
It's
that
all
as
over
we
the
go.
world.
Yeah, remember that as we go through this lesson that we're fixing to have, okay? I've been thinking about joining the Navy for Corpsman Greenside, and I would love to serve under a Trump administration if he really does clean swamp. We'll try to join regardless. No openings for Corpsman right now, though. I hope that when OP Anon says is true, OP Anon was an Anon on the Chans back in the day, okay? I will be praying for OP Anon and all who risk their lives for safety and that the Lord will guide them in praying what he said is true. And I will be praying for the spiritual edification of God for Trump and for his complete safety in all of this. What did we just go through, guys? An attempted assassination. Okay. These pieces are coming together for me. And if this is true, those working with him are absolute geniuses, because I would have never imagined that there would be any way possible to take the monster of corruption that has overtaken this country. This Anon did not go deep enough. It overtaken our world. Okay. Here is what Q says. Dear Patriot, we hear you. We hear all Americans such as yourself. The time has come back to take our great land. The time is now. Rest assured, POTUS is back to the absolute finest people alive who are dedicated to the eradication of evil and corruption of this U.S./world. Find peace. God is with us. God bless and be safe. The White House.
Well, or the
Or the White
WH.
Hats. I think that's White House.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's what the, yeah.
Yeah. So Q drop 1717. Do you understand what is happening? Think optics, Q. So put those two Q drops together as we start to go through.
Can you put, sorry, can you go and put like the ones that are before and after that as well for me?
Yeah,
like
sure.
17.
So,
I want to show you something. And then I want you to see where it says Q clock on it.
Okay. Give me just 1 second. You'll have to share the screen again down at the bottom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I got
It's
it.
okay. No, I did that.
don't.
Okay, so what did you want me to do again?
Like 1716.
Yeah.
1716?
Yeah, because they kind of all go together if you put the nodes in there together.
It's a Wall Street Journal article.
No, does yours not show like
Hold up.
in here? It doesn't show the.
You talking about that? Showing the before and after?
Yours doesn't show the it should show like a Q clock thing kind of. It was what it says.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like,
Hold on just one second.
Yep.
Digging options. Show Q clock
Yeah.
info. Yeah, it's because I don't use the clock.
Okay, I just want to show you something though.
I think
So
you
you
might
go
need
back to
to.
17. You want me to go back to 1717?
Yeah, if you don't mind, 17, 17, 17, the ones all in that area. That all go together.
So this is everything that's around post 1717 right here, because here's post 1717 right here. So what are we looking for?
Well,
The minutes are 51.
Yeah, 17. So post
There you go.
1717. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me just go to 1717.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just figured that out today.
You got to have White Hot Mike on here. He's all about the Q clock.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, I just noticed it today. I never paid attention until today.
So
yeah, there you go.
1717, the Q clock reads minute 51. The mirror is 59. The clock mirror is 59. The 180 mirror is 21. I'm not a real big Q clock person. I never could figure it out.
Well, I don't understand that either, but I just noticed when I was looking at that drop today that the Q clock, the minute was 51, and I thought, oh well, of course it is.
Mhm.
1717.
That makes you wonder if 1759 and then probably 1821 and 1819.
Could be.
What do you think?
I have no idea about that.
Let's look up Q drop 51. So let's see what the clock says about Q drop 51. So the minute is 25, the mirror is 25, 55. The 3505 mirror is 45. Huh.
I don't get any of that, man.
Yeah, it's like you're looking at a clock face.
Maybe adding it up somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't either.
This is out of our expertise, so
yeah, I agree.
It's not in mine either. I just happened to notice that it was 51, and so I just thought that was interesting.
I've tried to figure out the clock.
The Q clock. Yeah, Trish Stank says, I'm with you, Tracy.
Yeah. But I have for years. I mean, some people have put a lot of work into that, and it's amazing. But I just don't get it, because you draw a line and these deltas and these, and I don't get it.
So when you mirror 15 or 51, it's post 15. There are more good people than bad. The wizards and warlocks, inside term, will not allow another satanic evil POS to control our country. Realize Soros, Clinton's, Obama's, Putin are all controlled by the three families. Let's see. And that's talks about Manafort was placed in Trump's camp, as kind of like a mole there. Mm-hmm. The corruption that will come out is so serious that deals must be cut for people to walk away. Otherwise, 70% of elected politicians would go to jail. You are seeing it already begin. A deep cleaning is occurring, and prevention and defense of pure evil is occurring on a daily basis. They never thought they were going to lose control of the presidency, not just D's. They thought they had control since making past mistakes. JFK Reagan. Godspeed, Patriots. P.S. Soros is targeted. Huh. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
We'll get to that.
I'll turn it back over to you guys.
Well, now we're going to talk about 1717 and institutional architecture. Now, 1717. It's not just a modern internet symbolism. It is also a major institutional day in modern Freemasonry. The United Grand Lodge of England states that on St. John's Day, June 24, 1717, 4 London lodges gathered at the Goose and Gridiron Tavern in St. Paul's Churchyard, declared themselves a Grand Lodge, and elected Anthony Sayer as first Grand Master. UGLE describes it as the first Grand Lodge in the world. 1717 is a major Masonic architecture date. The first Grand Lodge forms in London in 1717, so when 1717 appears in a sovereignty, law, founding, or symbolic governance dig, Freemasonry is not a random side road. It belongs on the map. So 1717 equals Grand Lodge formation.
Yeah, I'm reading about it right now.
An interpretation comes after that. Do not say every 1717 reference is Masonic. That would be sloppy. The clean version is 1717 is an institutional architecture marker. 1717 H Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. In the April 21st, 1975 Federal Register file, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission public document room is listed as 1717 H Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. for public inspection of nuclear-related documents. Do not overclaim this. It is not automatic proof of a hidden code. But it is a valid routing node because this episode is already about records, public access, inspection rooms, nuclear licensing, and hidden material becoming reviewable. 1717 is not automatically a conspiracy marker, but when the trail is about public records, inspection rooms, nuclear licensing, and federal notices, 1717 becomes a valid routing node.
You heard the word nuclear in there, folks. You know, the DOE. What's the highest classification of DOE? Q.
Q. So when 1717 shows up as the place where the public can inspect the record, that is not the verdict. That is the map pin.
Pillow in the books.
Now frequency and signal. Human hearing is commonly described as roughly 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. NIH's NCBI bookshelf states humans can detect sound in a range from about 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. That means 17 hertz sits just below the ordinary lower edge of hearing. That means 17 hertz is not usually heard like normal sound. It sits below the ordinary threshold. That makes it a perfect metaphor for the dig. Not fully audible, but potentially felt. So 1717 hertz is a threshold frequency. It is under the common hearing range, but close enough to the edge of matter in discussions of perception, vibration, and biological response. It's not a standard Schumann resonance. A NASA-hosted paper lists Schumann resonance frequencies around 7.83, 14.3, 20.8, 27.3, and 33.8 hertz. That puts 17 hertz between 14.3 and 20.8, not on the standard peak.
Before you move on from hertz, I want to show you something I just saw.
Okay.
1717 hertz is commonly utilized. Are you getting to that?
Killing cancer.
Yeah, killing cancer, and is a healing frequency.
Yes.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, I think I will get to that.
Okay, sorry about that. I'm skipping ahead.
No, it's okay.
No, you're fine.
Right. So, 17 hertz is below ordinary. Wait, did I?
Sorry, man. Sorry.
It's all right. But anyway, 17 hertz is below ordinary hearing. 1717 hertz is clearly audible. 17 hertz is felt more than heard. 1717 hertz is heard. 17 is between perception. 1717 brings a pattern into audible band. Now I got the 17 thesis here. 17 is a threshold number. Biblically, it marks judgment, preservation, resurrection, and side completion. Hidden assignment and victory over separation. Legally, it appears that fixed justice, lawmaking, Senate restructuring, authorship, and public records. Historically, 1717 marks formal Masonic lodge architecture. In intelligence and frequency, 17 moves us into signal, collection, perception, and interpretation. So 17 is not proof by itself. It is a routing node through covenant, sovereignty, authorship, records, and signal. So when 17 appears once, it may be coincidence. When it appears across covenant, law, founding, architecture, authorship, public records, Freemasonry, intelligence, and frequency thresholds, it becomes a node, not a conclusion by itself, but a node worth digging. It's your turn, Freedom.
Yep, I'm listening. I was just thinking about the fact that, you know, we keep hearing it's biblical, and all these things, right? And it really is. But think about the fact that what happens when that God code, if you will, gets hijacked. Because that's after, you know, after I spoke to you and Tracy on the phone last night, and I told you I had one day that, I mean, I was emotional about reading a lot of these things and stuff. And it's, you actually feel like once you start reading it, and it's a lot, you start to see the pattern of all of it, and you think to yourself, they hijacked our God code. You know what I mean? Really, they did. They used it against us. And that's how it made me feel. So it's interesting, scary, and keep saying over and over again, we have to learn these things because we can never let this happen again. Right. Yeah. So Mayday timing, distress renewal. So now we have to deal with the timing. This episode landing on Mayday matters because the word carries multiple layers. First, Mayday is the international distress call. Merriam-Webster traces it to the French "m'aider," meaning help me, and identifies it as an internationally recognized distress signal. The line is, Mayday is the cry from a vessel in danger. That makes it a perfect timing marker for this episode. A distress call from the people watching law, records, sovereignty, and truth come under pressure. Mayday is not panic. Mayday is the lawful distress call. Second, Mayday is spring renewal. Britannica says Mayday is observed on May the 1st to celebrate the return of spring with older agricultural roots. The line is, Mayday is renewal. It is the return of life after winter that lines up with the 17 pattern: judgment, preservation, regrounding, and restoration. Third, Mayday is also International Workers' Day. Britannica says that Mayday commemorates the struggles and gains of workers and the labor movement. Britannica also ties Haymarket to May 1st through its 1889 designation as International Workers' Day by the Second International. Mayday is also the people's labor cry. It's about workers, pressure, power, wages, hours, control, and the conflict between ordinary people and organized systems. So if you put it together, Mayday is distress. Mayday is renewal. Workers' Day is the people's cry. All three belong in this one episode. We did not schedule this episode around Mayday as a symbol. The timing found us.
Right.
That does not prove the whole thesis by itself, but it does make the timing worth honoring. Call it providence, call it timing, call it a signal lining up, but Mayday gives the episode its emergency frequency. And here's how it fits into 17. Mayday is the distress call. 17 hertz is below ordinary hearing. 17 hertz is audible. Prayer is appeal to heaven. Magna Carta 17 fixes justice in place. Public records make the hidden signal inspectable. So the final Mayday line is, if 17 is the signal, Mayday is the broadcast.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And I think we need to add this because it's kind of important too that I discovered today. May 1st, 1776 was the day the Bavarian Illuminati Lodge was started.
Yeah.
Was
Did you
the
guys
day
know
what?
that?
What started?
No, repeat that one more time.
The Bavarian May 1st, 1776 was the day the Bavarian Illuminati Lodge started.
Wow.
So think about that.
Wow. So
about that.
I already have a question from the audience. So Ariana 1 says, is there going to be a Substack on all of this information? Because it is a lot of information, guys.
It's a lot. It is. If we did a Substack on it, it would probably have to be more than one Substack, to be perfectly honest.
I think
we're never going to
be worth a read.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I mean, we would never get everything in one night on this anyway. This will be more than one. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Oh.
Well, now we're going to talk about. Now we're going to talk about the Western Sephardic diaspora and the Atlantic network layer. Now we move back chronologically. The what?
What is that?
We'll tell you.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
So the Western The Western Sephardic thread is not a blame lane, it is a network history lane. The Western Sephardic Diaspora Roadmap describes itself as an open source platform with information on documentary materials related to the Western Sephardic Diaspora. It combines digital humanities, information science, and Jewish diaspora studies as a tool for researchers and archivists. The National Library of Israel describes the Western Sephardic diaspora as created by descendants of Jews who underwent forced baptism in Portugal in 1497 after the Spanish expulsion brought Jewish exiles into Portugal. The Sephardic lane is not one controlled everything. That is lazy and dangerous. The real dig is better. Ports, papers, trade, religious minorities, empires, charters, banking, shipping, family networks, and survival routes all fed the Atlantic system America later inherited. Diaspora communities often carried portable tools, language, trade, correspondence, family networks, finances, religious identity, legal adaptability, maritime routes, and commercial trust. That matters because the Atlantic world. Sorry, I'm going to pause this for a second.
Y'all getting pulled over?
No, it was ambulance.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, we're off to a great start.
If you get pulled over, just kill them with the 1717 and start and tell them all about it.
Yeah. Anyways, this all matters because the Atlantic world was not built by one institution. It was built by ships, ports, credit charters, empires. I'm messing that all up. It was built by ships, ports, credit, charters, empires, religious pressure, and record systems. Before America becomes a constitutional system, the Atlantic world is already a paperwork system.
Okay. So 1768, so 1717 through 1751, 1768. 1768 is a big year. And occupation. So 1717 marks formal lodge architecture. 1751 matters because it marks the rival Ancients Grand Lodge lane against the moderns. And I wrote a Substack kind of talking about this. The wider Masonic history here is origin, split, rivalry, recognition, and later union. And I'm going to tell you guys, I knew nothing about Masonic anything until I started reading about all this. Mm-hmm. So the clean claim to all this is about institutional legitimacy, origin, the split, the rivalry, recognition, and union. And this is where the arithmetic matters. So don't ask me to do math. 1717 plus 51 equals 1768, not 1766. That correction is not a problem. It makes the dig stronger because truth beats convenience. Because 1768 is a major pressure year. The National Park Service states that British troops landed in Boston in October 1768 to enforce the Townshend duties and clamp down on local radicals. Their presence led to street clashes and eventually to the 1770 Boston Massacre. 1768 is where policy becomes occupation. When law needs troops in the street to enforce it against people claiming inherited rights, the legitimacy question is already on fire. That sets up 1760 or 1776 without forcing fake math. 1717 plus 51 lands on 1768 is the occupation pressure point. 1776 is the sovereignty answer. So at that point in time, that is when we're getting into the whole British. They're starting to understand that, you know, they're bringing in the crown rule, and that's why we're here. They're here because they're bringing in the crown rule. At that point in time, the king has already said, you're going to America, you're taking the Virginia route, and you're starting the Virginia Company, and you're taking the United States, right? So that's where that began.
Now we got the Founding Code, 1776 through 1787. It's the Founding Code and constitutional machinery. 1776 gives the moral claim. The Declaration says governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed, and that when government becomes destructive of its ends, the people have the right to alter or abolish it. 1776 is the public declaration that authority must answer to consent. 1787 gives the machinery. The National Archives says the Constitution was signed on September 17, 1787, and established the government of the United States. That brings 17 directly into the founding document. Then Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, the Enclave Clause. It gives Congress exclusive legislation over the federal district and like authority over places purchased with state consent for forts, magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings.
Interesting.
So Clause 17 is where land becomes federal power. It is the map inside the map. That is not theory. This is jurisdiction. The Constitution creates a system where state sovereignty exists, but federal places can exist inside the geography. Sovereignty is not just about people. It is also about land buildings, forts, arsenals, dockyards, public offices, military installations, and jurisdictional space. The Naval Postgraduate School thesis, Back to the Future, the role of the Founding Fathers in shaping the New World Order, says America had historical operational codes, including the Founders Nation Building Code and Cold War containment policy, and it argues that American core values should serve as integrating mechanism for strategic planning.
Did you guys hear that? I'm going to stop you for a minute. Did you hear that?
Repeat that one more time.
All right. Hey, I'm going to try to pull it up too. So give me a second. I'm going to try to show that document here. That is actually a document. Okay.
Terria H said, I swear I learned more history from listening to y'all than I ever did in school. Our history is so important. You can take your history book that you had in school and just throw it out the window because it was all
because it's only what they wanted you to know.
Yep.
Okay. You know I'm horrible at this. Share screen. Let me take myself off first.
I mean, Kilburn does have a good point.
What did he say?
It says mathematically 1717 minus 51, which is what it looks like on the Ingersoll thing, equals 1666.
It's post 1660. Oh, our camera. Hold on. Give me just 1 second. There we go.
I mean, that is an interesting point. Did you see that, Curtius?
No, I can't see. I'm too focused on what I'm reading. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I get
That's
that.
okay.
I get that. I can't focus on the chat when I'm doing fellowship in the word either. But Kilburn said that mathematically 1717 minus 51 is 1666. And that's how it's presented on the Ingersoll website is 1717-51. So that could, I mean, it does look like 1717 minus 51.
So
we might have to dig into 1666 then.
Yeah.
I've got it right here in front of me.
The drops.
It says reread drops, RE 5 Eyes, US, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. And
we're getting to some of those.
Yeah. You know, what have we been talking about? FISA and Five Eyes lately, okay? Will be extremely important going forward. UK primary, who was just here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Turn taken. FBI, DOJ, the State Hussein White House, including CIA and other appointments start to foreign bad actors. RR deadline. Remember, I decoded RR actually as Hillary Clinton. Okay, it says RR deadline question mark. We have the server Q.
You may have to explain why RR is Clinton.
RR, so R equals 18, okay? RR is 1818. You go look at post 1818, it's Hillary Clinton standing with Robert Byrd of the KKK, okay? What do we just got through talking about, people? The KKK was it getting money from who? The Southern Poverty Law Center. Okay? Our problems are our problems. We have the server Q.
Right.
You missed it though, girl. It was Kilburn had put it in the chat about 1717 minus 51 is 1666. I didn't know if you had looked into that or not.
Yeah, I did. But I tried to find things that were like notable about 1666, and there wasn't a whole lot.
Gotcha.
And so that's
I'll dig
why I didn't push it a whole lot, because I mean, that was the other thing is anytime I try to dig into it, it's like all I could come up with is I think people would think it was like, because they would see the 666 and I didn't want that because that had nothing to do with anything.
Right.
So
something else that's notable, this Breitbart article that post 1666 talks about, it's referring to Devin Nunes and how he was over the House Judiciary that was looking into all this stuff. Okay. What just happened with Devin Nunes?
Right. And that will go back to Seth Rich too.
Exactly. And it says we have the server Q.
Right. Right. Yep. Can you guys see that?
Yes, it's front and center.
Okay. I just wanted to point out when we were talking about that, the Back to the Future. There is a document called Back to the Future.
Yes.
And this document right here, it has to do with 1717. So can you repeat how that ties in for our audience?
Yeah, let me pull that back up. So it's talking about this is the Naval Postgraduate School thesis, Back to the Future, the role of the founding fathers in shaping the New World Order.
Okay.
But it says America had historical operational codes, including the founders' nation-building code and Cold War containment policy. And it argues that American core values should serve as an integrating mechanism for strategic planning. And so this was actually Curdy's part, but the founders wrote a powerful code. The problem is they assumed the people would stay educated enough to debug it. So that was something that I thought was interesting, is that the original founders, as they keep calling this like a new world order, but you have to think about back then, they were leaving the old world to come to make a new world,
right,
and have order in it, right?
Right.
So when we think of new world order, we always think about bad things.
Correct.
But back then, that's not what they were thinking.
That was a good thing.
It goes back to the whole thing of things being hijacked.
Yeah, the problem that happened is the founders that wrote this stuff, they expected the common American citizen to be educated enough in politics and not let anything bad happen with it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, they expected for us to stand up the way that they did. I mean, look what they did, fighting for everything.
Yeah.
And look at now how our world, we've just handed everything over. Honestly, we're so dependent on so many things and thinking that the government, it's their right to do these things because that's how we've been taught for so long. And it's not the right at all. So I just thought that was an interesting.
Yeah.
The dumbing down of America started with the invention of the radio and the invention of the television.
Yep.
That started getting us all locked in to entertainment. And, that's why, Real AF is telling you on X today, he's like, you really need to think about what you're watching. Because are you being entertained or are you actually getting some value out of it? So I just kind of wanted to touch on that. USAID page says, tell a vision.
Mm-hmm.
Tell a vision. Yep, exactly right.
television.
Yep.
Okay. Do you want me to go? I'll go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So the next part is getting into a little bit more. It's Canada and the Northern Seam. I'll tell you guys, I didn't know much about Canada at all. I wish DC was on here, to be honest. So as we go north, Canada is not a side road. Canada is the seam. It sits between British Imperial and inheritance, American Revolutionary aftermath, the War of 1812, border intelligence, universities, medicine, psychiatry, broadcast regulations, music infrastructure, private capital, and modern security finance. Canada is the seam where British inheritance, American sovereignty, intelligence, research, culture, finance, and media infrastructure keep crossing. The War of 1812 matters because American independence did not erase British power from the continent. Think about that. It did not erase British power from the continent. And I don't think we really think about that when we think about our friends to the north. But we probably do now, as we've been seeing what they've all been going through.
Yeah.
It's bad.
And Trump wants to take over Canada.
Right.
Canada is linked to the crown, folks.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Absolutely is. And the more we get into this, as we come into the newer, like the nower time, it's bad. I had no idea it was that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, NPG thesis table of contents places the War of 1812 and the Monroe Doctrine inside the study of the founders' operational code. It frames American policy through nation building, neutrality, not entangling alliances, guys. War of 1812 and the Monroe Doctrine. America won independence on paper, but British power did not vanish. It stayed on the border in trade, in maritime pressure, in Canada, and in the unresolved question of whether the revolution had fully broken the imperial grip.
Yeah,
Canada,
you got to realize something, guys. Just because we had 1776 and we won and all that, you think the crown was just going to go, we lost.
No.
We lost. We're just going to leave America alone. It didn't happen like that.
Hello, staff. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, the transatlantic telegraph cables went from Britain to Canada. Intelligence went through these cables. Absolutely.
So Canada becomes the northern pressure valve. Donald Ewan Cameron's archive finding aid says he went to McGill University in 1943, became professor and chairman of psychiatry at McGill, and served as a director of the Allen Memorial Hospital. That matters because Cameron's papers include memory behavior, playback of verbal communication, experimental psychology, chemical proposals, memory deficits, and later folders involving voice analysis, RNA, guys. RNA. And memory agents affecting memory, electronic analysis of nonverbal communication, and long-term physiological and behavioral data storage on human subjects. What did they put in COVID, guys? mRNA.
A lot of this stuff ties back to MK Ultra too.
I just want to interrupt real quick. Josh.
Yes.
The Allen Memorial Hospital. It should sound familiar.
It's in a Q drops. Which one?
Okay, let me look up.
Ricky, you got which one?
It's Allen.
Okay.
Okay, 68 drops to look for. Okay, hold on just a second. Allen is a whole word search. See if that narrows it down. Yeah, Q drops 5. I'm looking. Woody Allen. I'm not seeing it, Curtius. I don't remember that one.
It's an MK Ultra one.
Yeah, Allen Memorial.
It's Allen Memorial, but is it where you had to click a link like that was inside the Q drop, or was it in the?
No, it was there. It asks how many shooters came from or went to the hospital or were hospitalized in Canada.
Okay. 78 of those.
Kim R. AUER. She has posted it on X recently.
Let's see.
think I might have found it.
Scroll down a little bit.
Okay. I'm looking, guys.
That's a lot of article. I think you're.
Okay, MK Ultra. Yeah, here it is. It's ALLAN.
Okay.
I was looking up
Okay.
EN. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
it's post
Okay, so I'll just read it, or actually,
773.
let me share my screen real quick.
I'm gonna run to the restroom
Okay.
real quick while y'all do that.
All right, so share screen. Q drops. We'll just read this Q drop here. So if you'll share my screen, there we go. It's Q drop 773. Nanon says, it was doing some digging, says Lincoln Park, Calgary Military Base. And it's got a link to CIA activities in Canada. It says Project MK Ultra. The CIA convinced the Allen Memorial Institute to allow a series of mind control tests on 9 patients in the Montreal school as part of their ongoing project on MK Ultra. These experiments were exported to Canada when the CIA recruited the Scottish psychiatrist Donald Ewan Cameron, creator of the psychic driving concept, which the CIA found particularly interesting. Cameron had been hoping to correct schizophrenia by erasing existing memories. So we're talking about memory stuff there, okay? And reprogramming the psyche. He commuted from Albany, New York to Montreal every week and was paid $69,000 in 1957 to 1964. $69,000 was a lot of money back then to carry out MK Ultra experiments there. In addition to LSD, Cameron also experimented with various paralytic drugs as well as electroconducive therapy at 30 to 40 times the normal power. His driving experiments consisted of putting subjects into drug-induced comas for weeks at a time, up to 3 months in one case. While playing tape loops of noise or simple repetitive statements, his experiments were typically carried out on patients who had entered the institute for minor problems such as anxiety disorders, postpartum depression, and many who suffered permanently from his actions. 8. His treatments resulted in victims' incontinence, amnesia, forgetting how to talk, forgetting their parents, and thinking their interrogators were their parents. When lawsuits commenced in 1986, the Canadian government denied having any knowledge that Cameron was being sponsored by the CIA. Listen, folks, the CIA, it was only an arm of the crown. Okay.
I just want to point at something real quick.
Yes.
Look at what year it says up there.
1986.
Yep. That's going to be important.
Okay, so we'll remember that. Don't memory hole that, guys. 1986. Okay, now Q comes back and responds, have any recent shooters received therapy in the past? Be the autist we know you are. You were chosen for a very specific reason. Q, what did we just have? We had some guy that just came out of the woodwork somewhere that's in all of these universities and all of this. Guys, it was an MK Ultra thing. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It was an MK Ultra.
Go ahead. Staff said, read the first paragraph in the Wikipedia. So we were reading all that too. Yeah.
So, yeah. So let me get that pulled up.
Here's the funny part. I didn't know that Q drop existed. And if I told you guys how I actually came to all this stuff before, how I actually came to this, you guys are going to laugh. If I pulled up my screen and actually showed you how I got to all of this, you would not even believe it. It had nothing to do with Q drops or any of this stuff because I'm a weirdo. And what I did, no, seriously. Here, I'm going to try to share my screen if I can.
Yep.
Okay, hang on. Let me do this first. Just on Google, because I tried it on my other. Let me see here. Share screen.
I mean, he said, "Be the autist he knows we are," and I think
right, and that's me. So here's literally what I did, you guys, because I tried to figure that number out any way I could. Here's exactly what I did. I just did. Can you guys see it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is what I did. This is what I did for 2 days, everybody. Then I went to images.
We could have really used you back on the boards back in the day.
Right?
Yeah.
This is the first thing that stuck out to me because I saw a Q. So I went to this. First of all, I want you guys to see what it says. Where is it from? Canada. Right?
What are we talking about?
Are you talking about the record?
Yeah, can you guys see it?
Yeah, 1717 quality. Lonesome, oh lonesome me, Terry Roberts
And the Dean.
and the Deans. 1717.
Okay, the country that this record was made in was Canada.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah, 1717 51.
Okay.
But I don't see where you see Canada at. But that don't matter.
Down here, I don't know. I can't see I can't see you guys, what I'm seeing.
Okay.
So it's down here at the bottom. It says Canada. I don't know how far down I am. So if you go to the 1717 quality, Canada. So then there is a serial number. There should be. For this record. So then I put in the serial number for the record. And we ended up coming up with, maybe it was on this one, on the format. Oh, okay. Can you guys see that?
You've got to hit the little button at the top that says share this tab instead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. You see all that? So it says vinyl, Canada.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I'm not good at this. So then I took all of these and I copied them. Hang on. And then I put all of these into a tab. Well, basically what it ends up doing after a while doing all of this is it then takes me to a Canada record label and starts giving me a Canada file of all these people. So when I did that, it brought us up to all the people we're talking about, like all these record label people. Laurel Canyon Records.
Wow.
Oh, Laurel Canyon. You all did an episode about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interestingly enough, it's like the people that we talked about in one of our first episodes that built the weird, I don't know, they were starting to build a compound in California in Laurel Canyon and they didn't finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So the husband in this couple, he was actually stationed at Lincoln Park in Canada in the Air Patrol.
Okay, but that drop said Lincoln Park, did it not?
Yes.
That's interesting.
So I thought it was funny that we started out with all of that and came forward and it's like, oh, well, that's weird.
I mean, honest to God, we just kept circling from one rabbit hole to another.
Right.
It all connected somehow. It's
So Lincoln Park.
I'm impressed at both of us, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I don't know how we did this.
So Lincoln Park, you know, the lead singer is Chester Bennington.
Right.
Yep.
You know, who does Chester Bennington look like, guys?
Podesta.
John
Yep.
Podesta. Why was Lincoln Park's name Lincoln Park? MK Ultra. Are you
Right.
seeing it yet?
Yeah. It's just bizarre. So yeah, I'm trying to find my link. Josh, I'd almost be better to like send you the links in like the chat because I am horrible at sharing my screen.
That's fine. We can do that. We can do
It
that.
actually has that record. Okay, let me see here.
Did y'all
Stuff
read
on
what
it.
staff put in?
No.
Yeah. That was actually on the Q drop that we
Okay.
read. That
Okay.
first paragraph that he wanted us to read.
Copy.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Y'all need to have
What
staff on one day with
He
y'all.
actually invited us
Okay.
to come dig with him.
Yeah.
Just
Stav,
haven't
you're looking
told
at-
that to freedom yet.
You're looking at two incredible diggers right here. That stuff they've been showing me, and I'm like,
I know. I'm like, can you explain it to me like I'm 5?
I'm like, hold on. So this is what you're telling me, and I'm like, holy crap.
Okay, I put a link in the private chat.
Okay.
That will take you to that record collection
Okay.
deal, that Canadian. Okay.
Let me get it pulled up. Rechar.
Sorry, guys. Someday I might be good at this. I'm just not.
Okay, go
and
ahead.
This week I'm going on no sleep too. Literally.
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
If you click on the, I think it's on the RPM fonts.
Okay.
Okay, it'll pull up, I believe, a actual sheet. Oh, the PDF. I'm sorry. See where that PDF file is? Right below that?
Right here?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, click on that.
It's loading.
Okay.
Give me just 1 second. I got all kinds of crap pulled up.
Sorry, I understand. Okay.
Okay.
And
So
we will give you guys links to this stuff if you want to look at it yourself.
If you care. Too. I mean, yeah, some of it's. So you see the dates go from 69 all the way to 2000, but the date of ascension is 2002.
Do y'all see Phil Collins Productions? Just saying.
Phil Collins is in this?
Yep. Yeah. That's something that I was like, ha!
Look,
immediately.
Vince Gill is in this.
Yep.
That's not spelled right.
I posted a picture of M. Smookler earlier this week. He was like a really skinny looking Freddie Mercury dude that was cross-eyed.
Yeah, so that's Pierre Trudeau. That's Justin Trudeau's dad. Now, what would he be doing in anything that has anything to do with records?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you scroll on down to T?
T?
Yeah.
What do you mean T?
There's a bunch of lists. Just keep going. You'll see.
Oh, okay.
So if you look at these and you look at this is quote unquote correspondence, right? But we literally got this connected to this Allen Institute. Yeah. So you're going to see that there's EBS, things like that.
Go down to T. See how you're at DEF?
Oh, so scroll down to T. I'm getting it now. Okay. G, K.
Oh, I also go back to E for a second.
E. Okay.
Yeah. There's a Eastern Broadcasting System.
So EBS, Eastern Broadcasting System.
Interesting.
Huh.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the same exact thing or not, but you know.
It's just kind of weird.
You can just kind of scroll through there and look. I mean, you'll see some things that'll make your eyebrows raise. Like, I don't know.
To the T.
Warlock Productions. That's a big one.
Oh, wow.
I don't think that one was actually on here. I found that one separately.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wizards Production, right? It's on there. Mm-hmm.
All right, so here's T. This is Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And
what's right next to it?
Again?
What's right next to it?
Tip Top Sound. Tippy Top.
Uh-huh.
Tip Top Sound Unlimited. Huh. Interesting, guys. So you were saying there was a Warlock?
It's Wizard.
But there is a Warlock Productions, and I think it's relevant.
Wizard Productions. Right there.
Uh-huh.
I don't see a Warlock.
What was the one that Yeet said? Was it the Wizard Productions?
It's Wizard. If you look them up, we had, it's either Yeet or you said, have all the information on that. They're the ones that literally produced and paid for the Biden and Harris campaign.
Now, what now? Repeat that one more time.
Yeah. I'll have to have one of them put the link in the chat. It's either the Wizard or the Warlock Productions. They literally produced, and it says produced, the Harris and Biden entire whatever you want to say.
Presidency?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, I have a theory when it comes
You're
to
not
that.
making my argument against a movie any easier, guys.
Well, I don't
Well,
think she meant it that way.
it's not
Yeah,
really
yeah.
a movie,
It's
but
not a movie. It's like
there's definitely other things that aren't really thought of.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
But I want to add that I think that we're seeing here is two different factions of the CIA.
hmm
Like
And they're
there's
connected to this Allen Institute thing, correct?
well,
Yeah,
I think that there's good guys that didn't want to deal with the bad guys anymore, and the bad guys said, "Screw you guys, we're going to go to Canada." Flappy face.
yeah. Screw
Huh.
you guys. Going on.
Right.
Okay. All right. So where do we go from here now?
So what were they using
What?
this music company for? Or
It's propaganda. It's
Okay.
propaganda. It's part of the MK Ultra stuff. I mean, if you look at it, it's like so.
gotcha.
What was it? There's a couple people on there. You'll see. I mean, you'll see like Laurel Canyon Records. You'll see. I mean, we really
Tina
dug deep into
Turner.
this. You'll see. Sorry, I can't see all of it. Let's see. Poster of the immigrants with dedication. I mean, there's just bizarre stuff. It's I don't know.
It is kind of weird.
But here's the crazy part is I kept on trying to get to the actual, there's recordings of the doctor, this Dr. Cameron, and this whole repetitive record playing deal, you know, and supposedly that Dan, I think his name was Geishi or whatever, he was part of that. And so we never could actually find it. It's like some missing box T5.
Mhm.
Like we can't find it anywhere
Hmm.
that actually has the recordings. Because that's how we got to this, was through that whole deal.
I'm just gonna guess who has it.
Yeah.
It says graphic material, sound recording.
Yes, you can go through the pictures in there. That is where the 1988 picture is at.
Okay, so do I go right here or where do I go?
I can't see.
It says link to this record.
It's
That's
really
weird.
confusing to navigate. I'll be honest.
It
guys.
is.
Well,
Yeah.
and it probably isn't necessary to go into that.
No,
But
it's not.
so they
Some of
were
it's-
using this as propaganda.
Mhm.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Because I mean that's how they do it. I mean they're using all these, you know, record companies. I mean you saw, I think it was like ABC or CBS is in there. I mean there's like all these different media corporations and outlets, record labels, RCA. I mean all these places.
So
Then they're all using it.
I do want to say this. If you don't know and you're watching out there in our audience, the 60s was a huge op.
It was.
Huge.
Right.
It was all a CIA op. All
Yeah.
of it.
Well, yeah.
The whole
And I want to say that the '60s was kind of practice for the late '70s and '80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was their trial run.
Yeah, all the files are online if you don't believe it.
He's telling you that chat
We can show receipts.
X-Chat
Huh?
sent the PDF I was working on.
XChat sent the PDF I was working on. Okay, let's see here. Let me go to my XChat real quick.
Here it is. He sent the file.
Sent the file.
I think Ricky asked him to.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got to go. Yeah, Yeet and you said we're digging into this pretty deep with us because it was getting out of control to the point where we were just finding things and finding things and finding things.
No, we just kept going in circles, basically finding more.
I'm getting it.
I-
I'm getting it uploaded right now. Okay, so if you want to go ahead and share that at the bottom of the screen, you'll see that PDF right there.
Hang on, sorry. Let me get
got
to. Okay, yeah, I've got too many screens up. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
let
had
me
the wrong one.
stop sharing there.
There
Okay,
we
there
go.
you go. All right, so
Shoot. Oh yeah, there you go.
Matthew
He looks
Serapay
like
is
He looks like a wizard.
Wizard Studios, New York has vast experience, event production, theater, and television production, branding, marketing, and sales in several industries. Matthew has served on the board of directors of the New York chapter of International Special Events Society from 2004 to 2010 and 2012 to 2016. His career includes stints as advertising manager of Brand Marketing Magazine, manager for WABC TV in New York. So he was a marketing manager for ABC TV in New York, and director of business development for Ascendant Corporation. So they has stated Wizard Studios in 2002 as a one-person operation from the basement of his home in New York using just a laptop and a cell phone. It has grown into a major experimental production firm with 50 to 100 plus employees. Pre- and post-pandemic figures vary slightly by source, producing 600 plus events per year at its peak. The company handles corporate conferences, brand activations, concerts, fundraisers, nonprofits, and venues nationwide. It is based on Queens, Brooklyn, Astoria area, and recently merged with Vox Productions to become a bi-coastal operation.
Staff says that entertainment celebrities travel on special O1B visas. MK Ultra programmed messages are passed through them using hypnosis to other countries.
Wow.
And Yeet says, Wizards, pay attention to the logo. Same design as Wizards of the Coast, D&D, and Magic the Gathering, tied to dang near every major political event.
Yep.
Guys.
Because it says George Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama.
Soros.
You see that?
Yeah, Soros backed as well, guys. FYI.
Yeah.
Where does it say that at?
Right there. It says, has stated that the company has produced events for every living U.S. president, including George W. Bush, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and both parties' administrations, White House, and that he has been on campaign trails and at multiple presidential election nights.
Stav, you might want to map this guy right here. And again, his name is Matthew Saravay, Saravay. Huh. So let me pull up a Q drop real quick while you guys talk. I want to.
See, that's where it says Kamala Harris for president at the top. You see that?
Yeah, it says on there that he was the producer for the Biden Kamala Harris campaigns, as well as the Democratic National Committee. It's like, wow. Oh, there's the open sources data. Yeah, FEC open secret. Sorry, data shows Wizard Studios and Wizard Studios North receiving substantial payments. 11.7 million reported in 2024 cycle for Harris related entities and over 730,000 in the 2020 cycle. I mean, it's just crazy. But
so Q Post 144 says, who are the Wizards and Warlocks? What council do the Wizards and Warlocks control? So it said that he was part of a council or something right here.
I don't know.
So I just want to say real quick, because of what you said here. So if what Stav and Justice both pointed out in their Ingersoll dig, if you're not looking at London, you're not looking in the right places yet.
No, right,
and
for sure.
I say that because the people of Great Britain, they don't own London.
He said, Josh, last page. He was major in video productions during COVID, switching to live hybrid events. Interesting.
Now, if you remember, when Trump came back into office this last time, he found there was a production facility that wasn't the White House that looked like the White House. Could this guy have been involved in that? All of that?
Oh yeah.
Because it talks about
the last page. Is this the last page that you said was talking about?
Yeah, Yeet. Is this what you wanted to look at?
Yeet.
Or I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, they're both talking to us about it, but
yeah, USAID paid. Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know.
He said not.
He said sorry, not last page. Bottom of the other New York chapter.
Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Can you read that?
I can sure try.
Because I can't enlarge it anymore.
So are we impact on the New York Metro chapter specifically? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. The New York Metro chapter, founded in 1988 as the ISES New York chapter, was one of the oldest and largest local chapters. It transitioned seamlessly with the global organization during CERAVE's board service, which ended around 2016. The chapter was still officially operating underneath the ISES name. By 2018, the chapter was fully branded and operating publicly as ILEA New York Metro. Is this what I'm supposed to be reading?
Yeah. Just keep reading it.
That year, they celebrated their 30th anniversary under the new name and inducted Matthew CERAVE into the ILEA Hall of Legends, which is a high honor recognizing lifetime contributions to the live events industry in the chapter. The 2018 to 2020 period was essentially the settling in phase for the local chapter. Full adoption of the new logo, website references, event marketing, and communications. No major operational disruption occurred. The chapter continued its core activities without interruption. Operations. The chapter functioned as a peer-to-peer professional network, emphasizing community over competition. Volunteer board of directors, elected annually with committees handling programs, membership, sponsorships, etc. So their key operational pillars include education and professional development, networking and collab, recognition and credibility, member support. Is that what I was supposed to be reading?
I don't know.
Well, if you see on there, though, where it says education and professional development, cutting edge programs, workshops, panels, and speaker series on industry trends, technology, sustainability, crisis management, designs.
You're muted, Curtius.
Staff put something in the comments. He said, I post some links in the comments to an interview my friend did on MK Ultra. He's one of the leading experts.
All right.
On the topic.
They're controlling the algorithm, except in real life.
What do you mean?
That's what it is. It's like on Facebook or X or something like that, except they're controlling what people see and hear in real life.
That's all the flows.
I know, but I want
to the politic aspect of it.
I see.
Wasn't this group also tied to the the American Music Awards, the Grammys, and things like that? If I remember right.
Wow.
So the Manchurian Candidate was fiction. This, however, is fact.
So take this document off the screen and then share my screen, because I want to show you some stuff that Stab put in the links. All right, so this is a book called Operation Mind Control, Original Edition, 1st February of 2017. Interesting. The Manchurian Candidate was fiction. This, however, is fact. This could be the most terrifying true story to ever emerge regarding the U.S. national security state. The first book ever written about the CIA's mind control programs. The book became an instant classic, in part because the CIA bought up all of the copies it could simply to keep them off the shelves and out of the hands of the public. In these pages, author Walter Bowart uncovered a huge government cryptocracy. How do you say that? Cryptocracy, yep. Mm-hmm. Dedicated to controlling and manipulating the human mind. Through hypnosis and drugs, ordinary citizens became CIA zombies, human computers, spies, trained assassins, and couriers with no control over memory or their actions. Only unexplained memory gaps, multiple personality disorders, or other mistakes in programming revealed something that was amiss. So the reason we're talking about all this, guys, the 1717-51, okay?
Everybody's saying Josh share screen. He is sharing screen, but it may be so small you can't read it. But
I'm this is what we just read right here, Andrea. It's up on the screen. So
it's just hard to see.
Yeah, it's just kind of hard to see. So the reason we're talking about this is because that 1717-51 linked to the Allen Institute. We go and look at the Allen Institute on the Q boards. The Q boards links Allen Institute to MK Ultra, and what Freedom, Fire, and Courteous has been talking about, how Canada is running MK Ultra, things out of Canada, and Canada is the crown, people.
Yep.
So I just kind of wanted to wrap that up in a nice little bow for you of while we're talking about all this. So we're linking real life stuff.
There's nothing on the screen, but I see it.
Okay. Hold on. It says I can't see it either. Okay.
Nobody can see it. That's crazy. How come?
Let me look. Let me look on my phone.
I can see it.
Yeah.
No, I can't either. What are y'all talking about? No, look, I'm on live. Look, this is what it looks like.
Okay, let's try this. Hold on, stop sharing.
I'm sorry, that's funny.
All right, give me just a second. Let's see if we can fix this. So we go to live. Okay.
You can't see
now
it.
Let me go to reshare my screen again. So share screen.
Yeah, because we could see it.
Operation
That's so crazy.
Control. Okay, go ahead and share my screen again.
Can you see it
y'all
now?
see this?
Now I'm looking at the feed right here, so it's a little laggy and it's a little behind. So give me just a second.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I needed that laugh.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Guys, thank you. Sorry about that. We were seeing it on our end, but evidently the broadcast wasn't wanting to put it out, so that is weird. Yeah, Kilburn said I can see it now. So this is what I just got through reading, guys.
Sorry, y'all.
So this is the book that the CIA went and bought of themselves to keep it away from everyone.
Stav's friend worked with this guy, I believe I read.
Hell, we need to get Stav in here.
I know.
Sorry about that, y'all.
So, just from the Ingersoll Lockwood, the 1717-51 has unlocked so many things, tied to the drops and tied to real life events, tied to people, places, and things, guys, just by doing a little bit of research. So do you guys have anything else that has linked to the 1717-51?
Oh, yeah, we could keep
It
going.
just keeps going.
Well, let's go through something else. I mean,
Yeah.
this is crazy stuff, guys.
Well, now we have the. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just trying to think about this. So basically what Courteous and Ricky are, they saw that 1717-51 on the Ingersoll Lockwood, and that was it. Unless you did the highlighting and highlight the whole what was hidden. That's all it was on that page. So they're like, okay, there's something significant there.
Mm-hmm.
Why would it just
everything else is just rabbit hole fodder, where
Right.
1717-51
Right.
was what they really wanted to look at.
Right. And they're like, okay, what is it what is it pointing us to? And so this is where they've gone. They've tried to figure this out. What is it trying to show? And I mean, it's already pointing to some pretty interesting things.
So guess what else is at 1717 Pennsylvania Avenue? It's this company called Patriot Strategies. Okay. If you've never looked into this, I know they've kind of changed their website around a little bit, but look at who their clients are. The Department of Defense, the Defense Health Agency, the Department of Veteran Affairs, the Department of Education, the CIO Council, the Army National Guard, and the U.S. Army, basically WTC.
The Warrior Transition Command.
Yeah, Warrior Transition Command. Also, they had, this is kind of what they do there. And so Ingersoll Lockwood shares a virtual office. We went over that last week of what a virtual office is. So I was trying to get to where...
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they filmed the damn fake Biden stuff. I just wouldn't be surprised.
For what?
They used to have some other clients that are no longer on here, because if you go back and look at our first Ingersoll Lockwood, we went through Patriot Strategies, and guess who one of their clients was? McDonald's.
Uh-huh.
It's crazy.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it. So
Well, it goes deeper even than that, because if you want to use the address, the 1717, and then the suite number, the 1025, there's more to that even. I mean, there's all kinds of things.
So you got National Performance Specialists, Global Immigration Partners, PLLC, Done Right Duct Cleaning, Air Duct Cleaning. That's odd. Let's see here, because
Well, let's don't hijack. I think they already.
Oh
have
yeah.
stuff.
Okay, guys. So I'm so
No, you're
sorry
fine.
about that. You guys,
No, I'm
let's
just
go
saying
on.
that there's more to that. I mean, with the 1025 even, but it breaks down even more into when you start getting into the legal realm of looking up documents with the 1025. So
Wow.
all the numbers have meaning. I just feel like there's a lot of stuff on the site, yes, but maybe don't always look at everything on the site. I know that we talked about earlier, you know, one of the things on the site talks about when you highlight things, and it says, one of the things it says is homework, Enoch, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As I was getting into a lot of things with learning stuff about the Masons and all of that, one of the people from 1717, and then it starts talking about the time that the Masons had the infiltration and you had the split and this, that, and the other. The person who was the actual quote unquote record keeper of all these things that were going on at that time,
Mm-hmm.
his name was Enoch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. And I thought that was interesting, because if you put that with then, because it doesn't say, it says homework Enoch, but when you click on it, it takes you to the books of Enoch. But when you're looking at it, it says homework Enoch.
Right.
Right. So if you actually go to the books of Enoch and you just would read the 1717 through 51 and don't read any of the rest of it, but just read that, that part is actually pretty relative to and important, because I've never actually read the books of Enoch. I never had a reason to, but I was kind of surprised in it. But what was Enoch? I mean, I know that much. He was the record keeper. He was the person who was supposed to be the record keeper. And so I just thought those two parallels were interesting. I mean, there's a reason for all of it on there. You just have to look past, oh, I clicked on this, I saw that they want us to read the books of Enoch. I'm like, yeah, maybe, but I don't necessarily know that that's exactly what it is. So you have to kind of put everything, it's a puzzle, it's a map. There's a cue drop, I think, that says, you know, we have to build the map.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Enoch did not die, by the way.
Huh?
Right.
Enoch in the Bible did not die.
Yeah,
Right.
He's the only one that didn't die.
Right.
Am I correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That he actually ascended into heaven.
Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah.
Well, I'm going to guess what the relevance of that with what we're talking about is.
Mm-hmm.
The record keeper just kept getting passed down.
Yes, I agree. I thought that was interesting, because that was a big thing. I mean, if you really think about it, it seemed to me like everything I was reading, and again, I don't know anything, I was a little taken back, because everything I know or I've heard about Masons in today's time, everybody, they're evil, they're this, they're that, blah, blah, blah. But when I was really trying to read all of these things, I don't necessarily know that that was the case. There was an obvious infiltration. And that's when a split happened. You know, I didn't know, because, and I'm sorry, I did not know this, but I mean, I didn't know that about like Isaac Newton and all the different things. I was always just like, he's a scientist, because that's what I learned in school, you know? No, there's a whole lot more to him, you know? So I was reading all those things and I was kind of like, wow. But yeah, there was a major infiltration and all these things. And so no, everything was not evil to begin with. I don't think that's not really true. So I don't know.
This is another picture right here from Ingersoll Lockwood, and it's a hidden link. It's Enoch. So his rank on there is an E3. Okay, he enlisted 3. Okay, that's the third level up, because 2 bars. E1 is no bars. Okay, E2 is 1 bar. E3 is 2 bars. So is this pointing towards Enoch chapter 3? I mean, I'm just kind of spitballing here.
I don't know.
I know we're getting kind of in the weeds
possible.
and stuff.
You never know. It's probably worth looking at.
I'm going to have guys. I have never read the Book of Enoch.
I've read some of it. It talks a lot about different realms or levels of heaven, different levels, different portals and things of that nature for angels and beings, and it's interesting, that to say the least.
So it says in chapter 3 of Enoch focuses on judgment of sinners, stating they will find no mercy and have no salvation. Huh.
Don't know.
Okay.
Don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
Yeah, so
I mean, there's a reason it's not included in the Bible. I mean,
Baby Sparn says, read it.
It's interesting. I mean, it is very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this link in the
private chat.
Yeah. Because like I said, there's things that I didn't know anything about that I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Oh, will it not let me?
Is it not letting you do it?
Mm-mm. It says no to that. Okay, hang on a minute.
You trying to get a link for me or something?
Yeah. It was on this book of this. No, it may not let me. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
We will try again. Huh. No, it's not going to let me do it.
Okay.
That's odd. Okay. Yeah, it was on this deal that we had that was a link that was within our stuff that was supposed to be the constitutions of the Masons and stuff, and it's talking about that.
The constitutions of the Masons?
Yeah, that's what it's actually called. Because, that's actually where we got all of our initial laws and everything. I mean, and that's the things I didn't know. I mean,
it's weird because got to do with pirates and shit too.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff has a lot to do with that because, I mean, our founding fathers were Masons, guys. I mean, they were.
I don't know if you guys have seen me reference Congress and pirates recently on X, but there's a reason why I've been doing that, because they literally, Congress, they have a different law structure that they are allowed to follow than the layman.
Well, Washington, D.C. is not under rule of the Constitution.
Well,
that's weird.
The thing about Congress itself, they literally run off pirate charter.
Right.
Maritime law.
Bizarre.
Yes.
Hey, I want to point something out. I see my friend BB's Barn saying Enoch is verified in King James. Why wouldn't we read it? I've heard a lot of people questioning this as well, and I need to do a little bit more research on it myself. Enoch is mentioned in the Bible, but the book of Enoch
was not written till 1,000 years after Christ's death.
Well, but and so I don't know, like, just because the name, I mean, that'd be like the name Priscilla, and then they find the book of Priscilla. It's like, well, the name Priscilla's in the Bible, so the book of Priscilla must be legit. So you just, I don't know. I need to do more research on that for myself, and I have read a lot of it. I've heard people say they pulled the Book of Enoch away out of the Bible because they didn't want us to know X, Y, and Z.
Mhm.
I've also heard that it was too the early Christian leaders of the church or whatever said it was too fanatical, that people wouldn't, it was too much or something. I don't know why it was taken out. Either. If it was ever in there. But that is something that I've also struggled with for myself to figure out, because Enoch is mentioned in the Bible. However, I don't know that the Book of Enoch is the same.
We need to,
you know what I mean?
We need to find out where the Book of Enoch came from and who wrote it, because it was not Enoch that wrote it. Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to know more about it. So if y'all find some information on that, I'd like to. Let's see. He said the oldest sections dating to roughly 300 to 200 BC, and the latest parts, Book of Parables, originating around 100 BCE to the 1st century AD. I would like to know more about that. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. But
we didn't mean to hide.
I just wanted to say.
No, that's all right.
No, you're fine. Yeah, because I don't know either. It's like I don't know either.
Incorrect. Yeah, I was incorrect. It is saying that the Book of Enoch is actually written by Enoch. But that's
what AI says.
Yeah, that's what Google says.
But, Google. I hate Google.
Yeah, but let's see here. So I've been told before that the Book of Enoch was not included into the Bible because the New Testament is basically a collection of the life of Jesus Christ, and who wrote those books in the Bible actually traveled with him and was alive during that time. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But the Book of Enoch doesn't talk about that. It talks about the heavenly realm and levels and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is definitely an interesting read.
So it's actually quoted in the Bible in the book of Jude.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I need to do a deep dive on this. Okay, but I don't want to hijack.
Yeah, we don't. I'm so sorry.
No,
guys.
I mean, no, you're totally fine, because to me it's relevant. It's very relevant because of the fact that there's parallels, and that was what I found. I guess that's my point. That this dig brought out parallels to the fact that now, if you look up, I think his name is Enoch Terry, and look up that portion of it. He was a Mason. If you look that up, then let's see. No, that's not him. It's wait. Enoch Terry. That's it right there. Enoch Terry Carson. So, what does it say that he was?
Initiated in 1846 and became the past master of Cynthia Lodge number 155, as well as the founder of the first worshipful master of Killinwood Lodge number 356, warranted in 1865, both lodges being at Cincinnati, Ohio, and he was actively and scholarly in all branches of the fraternity. He printed at his own expense several important works of interest and value to the fraternity.
I just want to say, does anybody in here know that Cincinnati, Ohio is once our nation's capital?
Explain.
Yes, it was.
I didn't hear the question.
Explain.
I don't know how to explain it. I just know that Cincinnati was once our nation's capital.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When did it change?
I don't have a receipt right offhand, but I know it did.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Lots of places were like that. I mean, it's the same way with different states having capitals that were in different places to begin with.
I'm just looking at something real quick.
He's fact checking you.
He's fact checking you right now live.
I'll have to dig a little bit more into it because it's just wanting to talk about Washington, D.C.
Of course it is.
Early capitals of the United States.
It was the capital of the Northwest Territory, says staff.
I was gonna say,
I
yeah,
got you.
before we were
Okay.
actually
United States.
Uh-huh.
Before we were that. Okay. I got you. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
It was the capital of the Northwest Territory.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that. Interesting.
I just want to say, how does the Australian guy know that?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But yeah, no,
right.
that's right. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the CIA, the OSI, DS&T, and signal intelligence. Now the Canada Trail turns into a signal question. The CIA Original Wizards of Langley file explains that the CIA's Historical Collections Division releases significant historical intelligence information to improve public understanding of policy decisions, provide access to lessons learned, and give the public insight into government workings. The same file says WinPAC handles foreign weapons and technology, WMD, missile and space systems, emerging threats, collection programs, and specialized signals intelligence analysis. It also says that Directorate of Science and Technology works across IMINT, SIGINT, HUMINT, and MASSINT, supporting the intelligence process from collection through analysis and dissemination. When the dig reaches CIA scientific intelligence, 17 stops being only a symbol and becomes a signal question. Who collects the signal? Who interprets it? Who owns the instruments? Who controls the public records afterwards? The file also describes the 1963 creation of CIA's DS&T, bringing together scientific and technical functions including OSI, ELINT, the U2, A12, A12 Oxcar, and Corona overhead systems, sorry guys, and foreign missiles and space analysis. The modern battlefield is not only territory, it is signal, sensor interpretation, archive, and release. The equation is symbol, signal, collection, processing, interpretation, policy, and public record. That is the serious version, not magic number soup. It's actual systems. And that's important because of all the CIA stuff we've been talking about here.
Okay. I'm going to kind of jump from where you are, Curdy, because there's something I really want to talk about before we have to end or anything. Because of some stuff that's going on right now. So I'm going to kind of jump it. I'm way jumping ahead, but I want to get this in. So everything that's going on with Comey right now, and since we are talking about surveillance state, okay, we're going to bring in 8647. And I think this is important. We kind of touched on it last night in your space a little bit when we were talking about law. But here's the thing. Something that happened yesterday that kept on, I don't know if you guys saw it. There's a debate going on over the FISA court stuff right now.
Right. Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. I'm just kind of being a jerk face, because isn't it convenient that now suddenly we have an issue with FISA court, right? Mm-hmm. After everything that's gone on with Trump. Mm-hmm. I personally feel like FISA court is a joke. I feel like FISA, in my opinion, I mean, I know at one point in time, there was a place for it, supposedly, but it's all supposed to be for, foreign threats, if you will, or for foreign intelligence.
Right.
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 And so, now they're trying to say, we can't spy on people in the United States. We can't do this. We can't do that. Well, they've been doing that for years, and we all know that, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're talking about stuff that's going on with FISA and your quote unquote foreign threats are your government, in a sense, that are dealing with foreign outside entities, that's where the stopping plate is. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. Well, we can't get this metadata. We can't do that. You're spying on United States citizens.
Right. Not
when you're colluding with outside terrorist threats or whatever you want to say, right? So it says, just talking about that, in 1978, from exposure to legal surveillance. After the intelligence abuse exposure era, Congress built legal architecture around foreign intelligence surveillance. We know that. The Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act of 1978, Public Law 95-511, authorized electronic surveillance to obtain foreign intelligence information. Okay. So this is where the old intelligence lane becomes the modern legal surveillance lane. We know this, right? Because there's this whole thing that comes in from like 1947, which is the year that CIA begins, all the way down, all the way through like the Bush era, and how that just kind of perpetuated. And then we went into 9/11, and then we had that one more stack of surveillance lane put in, right, and everything. So right now, the way that it's bridging into this 8647, modern Comey lane does not begin with the seashells, guys. It begins with the FBI Crossfire Hurricane and the FISA applications. Okay. DOJ Inspector General released the 2019 review of our FISA applications in Crossfire Hurricane, and Horowitz later said that Carter Page FISA applications failed to comply with the FBI policies and fell short of what should be expected for such an intrusive surveillance tool. That's key right there. Okay. So as far as the 8647, it exists in official records. So before you can even touch the Comey 8647, it already exists in government record space. So Executive Order 8647 established the Havasu Law National Wildlife Refuge in 1941. The Federal Register identifies it as EO 8647, signed January the 22nd of 1941.
Okay.
So if you want interesting language, the Federal Register search result notes that within the refuge, it became unlawful to pursue, hunt, trap, capture, willfully disturb, or kill birds or animals except under permitted rules. I want you guys to think about that. Pursue, hunt, trap, capture, willfully disturb. This is language that, I mean, I just think this is funny. Because of that, it literally is being tied into what they were talking about. So I know that sounds weird, but it's between California and Arizona, that area. What's been going on in Arizona? Like, what is that off limits lane?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, am I losing you guys? Because I mean, this is where we're headed. So it's tied. So Federal Register page 90 FR 8647 is tied to the 2025 Executive Order on Digital Financial Technology. That gives us another X 8647 occurrence. This time in the digital finance lane, there's a connection with placing that on the board. So you've got all of these 8647 documents that are coming in. It's very bizarre. But what did he say something about what did Q say about the hunters become the hunted?
Yeah.
There's several like that.
There's several.
Okay. So DOJ says a federal grand jury indicted Comey over that post. The indictment alleges that the post was a serious expression of intent to harm President Trump. The indictment includes charges under 18 U.S.C. 871 and 18 U.S.C. 875. We know that. An indictment is an allegation. It's not a conviction. Then explain 86. We know what that already means. 86, get rid of, throw out. So there's a disputed public symbology, they say. Legal issue, threat, intent, context, whatever. But when you pull it all together, I just want you guys to think about the stuff that's been going on. And come here. That whole thing, I just think it's interesting because if you get down to it, there's a lot of interesting language that's tying stuff together, almost like it's a map telling you where to go look.
Q post 3559. And Q quotes itself from post 3557. It says, targets may be closer than they appear. Hunters become the hunted. And the Q follows up and says, placeholder D-class, exculpatory evidence, illegal hold, non-report, FISA, surveillance, T equals targets, targeted, watch the news this week, Q.
Well, did you see what Stav is saying? Crossfire Hurricane was opened after Australian Foreign Minister, the Five Eyes, right? Reported Papadopoulos talking about Hillary emails after he was set up. And George Papadopoulos posted about that today. Actually, it's pretty interesting. They talked about it on Fox. I think it was Fox News today. So just saying, it's all coming.
Hold on, let's listen to that.
Front and center. Well, she's got some.
No,
things
go ahead.
wants.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. You're fine.
It was under, yeah.
Give me just 1 second, guys.
It's that one right there. George Papadopoulos. Yep, that right there.
This one?
Yeah, he posted it. Yeah, that's his video.
Share screen. Boom.
He's talking about the honeypot and just listen to it. I thought it was interesting.
Infiltrate President Trump's first campaign by using 2 undercover agents in a so-called honeypot operation.
Incredible.
Todd Pyro joins us with details. Todd.
This is big. Under the leadership of new FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino, the Bureau has reportedly launched an investigation into the agency's plan to infiltrate President Trump's first campaign using 2 female undercover agents. The Washington Times reporting that the program was launched in 2015 by then FBI Director James Comey. The honeypot scheme was actually kept off the books, and according to a whistleblower, Comey's investigation was separate from Crossfire Hurricane. You, of course, know that as the FBI's operation that looked into allegations Trump's campaign colluded with Russia. A whistleblower disclosure says, quote, the case had no predicated foundation, so Comey...
Guys, hold on just 1 second. I just put something together. Trump, beekeeper. What was in that picture the other day? Honeypot.
Yep.
Boom.
personally directed the investigation without creating an official case file in Sentinel or any other FBI system. The FBI has multiple methods of protecting highly sensitive investigations, so Comey did not have a legitimate reason not to officially create an official investigation file or have a file number. FBI leaders are reportedly looking for those once undercover agents who are said to have infiltrated the Trump campaign at high levels. Back over to you.
This story is insane. Thank you so much, Todd. The whistleblower said that Comey personally directed it and using 2 female undercover agents as honeypots. They say it usually refers to an undercover operative who feigns sexual or romantic interest to obtain information on a target. So were these honeypots targeting Donald Trump? Were they targeting people on his team? Were they women that we were seeing on air all the time traveling with him?
If this is true, he's a dirty cop. And this is the same thing that is alleged that they did the same thing to Martin Luther King Jr. as well and recorded him to use as leverage. So the FBI, which was supposed to have reformed if this report is true, apparently never reformed at all.
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover moved. James Comey always said he was above it all. And we know, soon we're going to find out if that indeed infiltrate President.
Wow.
I just thought that was pretty interesting that he shared that today.
Before I forget, something that's interesting related to what we talked about was Canada and shooters.
Oh, yeah.
James Earl Ray, he's linked to a Canadian Mental Health Institute. The Aurora shooter, I forget his name, he's linked to that. A few other big ones too, I just can't remember them all.
There's like 11, like big ones. It's like they're all tied to that. Because it says something about how many people were hospitalized or something, or how many people went to Canadian hospitals. But the weird thing is it started to make sense, because if we go back to what we were talking about when we were doing Laurel Canyon stuff, you would see different times that these singers, these rock stars, whatever, or actors would just like disappear for a month or two, and they would supposedly be going to some hospital in Canada. Right? They would be like, yeah. And so that totally made sense to me after reading all of this. And I thought that was really strange because they would talk about how these people would just disappear for a couple of months and just be gone. And yeah, but
Getting
always to this, like,
reprogrammed.
right, to this hospital in Canada. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, why? What was so significant or special about this hospital in Canada?
Well, right. It's the MK Ultra hospital, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you put that together with all the records that we found with all these record labels and all the course. It's just a correspondence lane. It's not telling you anything. It's just showing correspondence, you know, whatever, between all these people. And it's just bizarre. And you go back and you see the years and it's like during that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very strange to me.
I've heard a lot of celebrities that will go crazy, you know,
Right.
and then they'll go to a rehab center in Canada.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think here's what I think that is. I think the going crazy is them breaking out of their MK Ultra programming and they can't handle it. Okay. So they're like, okay, we got to scoop this person back up. We got to reprogram them again. So off to Canada they go.
Did you ever notice
I
how
think
they
that a certain young, well, she used to be young and went crazy, shaved her head, pop star.
She knows Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Personally.
Well, it ain't like I can call her.
No, you can't.
It's not
call
like
her,
that.
But
nobody can call her anymore.
No, we were at she came to parties that I was at, and I was friends with her cousin, and I mean, we lived in connecting. You know, she went to school with my ex-husband. Yeah.
Mama Fox 66 in the chat says, didn't Ariana Grande say on an interview and say, I don't know the answer to that. They wiped my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Yes, Mama. Yes. It's just weird. It's so strange. But yeah, you think about that. And then we haven't even gone down the lane of how all of these things tie together with these quote unquote trusts. You know, all these trusts, these land gift of deed situations, and how all these things just kind of pass through and everything. But when you start to hear stuff like that, you know, you have these people that they are, I don't know if they're programming, whatever they're doing to them, and then they take everything they have. Like, these people they're not able to use their own money. Right.
Yeah.
And so everything's getting signed over to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like they're just these little dancing puppets.
Mm-hmm.
Dance monkey.
And the record labels own them.
Dance monkeys.
And they literally own them. They have nothing. And it's the same. You see this repetitively in all the records that we found, not just that lane, but I mean, just in the lane of law, of land. But that is their system hold. And that's their system hold on even us. Truly.
Why do you think all these washed up musicians end up in Las Vegas?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's how our entire institution became, because of the fact that, you know, you talk about the Fed and everything. That's when it was all put in. I mean, that's not how the founding fathers wanted it. It's what ended up happening. And it all starts with exactly what Curdy was talking about earlier, when you start talking about being on this pirate situation. You know, King George literally pardoned the pirates and allowed them to pirate.
Wow.
He pardoned them.
You say King George?
Yeah. In 1717.
Yeah, King George was the original Freemason.
Right. Yeah, in 1717. And so when all that stuff was going on, and is what is now still our, you know, shipping and all, you know, where we, like, the strait, you know, everything we're talking about, all these areas. I mean, that was always the original way. Yeah.
When it comes to the Freemasons, something that needs to be pointed out, because there's a lot of confusion when it comes to that. Okay, so you know how there's the Scottish Rite, and then you have I guess they call it the left-hand path or something like that. Mm-hmm. The Blue Lodges. The Blue Lodges are the main lodge that, you know, everybody really knows about. Mm-hmm. Well, that little lodge, the Blue Lodges, are actually they're the ones that aren't so great. The Scottish Rite, it's like part of military type talking. It's very interesting once you learn.
So are you saying the Scottish ones aren't really the bad guys?
No, because they're the ancients. The
Okay.
ancients.
So if you don't know this, and I believe that I could be mistaken, but we did a show with Stav, and he traced Donald Trump's lineage. How do you say that? Lineage. Was it back to the Scottish?
It's Mary Queen of Scots.
Are you seeing what I'm putting down?
Well, it's not just that. The whole military is the only way.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's another catch on that, is that it's something I had no idea about until I started reading about that. So you have all these different types of quote unquote lodges or whatever. Did you know that there were military Masons, and that's what they literally did? That's what their whole purpose was, is they were just nothing but military Masons that, and this is absolutely crazy to me. They were literally like, I don't want to call them undercover spies, but they were white hats that would go in and they would basically live amongst, I don't want to say the bad people, but you would have to be part of the problem in order to become part of the solution, if that makes sense. Like you would literally be seeing and knowing everything that's going on, but these were like secret military Mason lodges. So these guys were military.
Wow.
And that allowed them. So tell me what that doesn't sound like. Because I didn't even know that was a thing. But during like the Revolutionary War and things like that, that was huge.
Wow.
And that allowed them to be able to navigate and find out what was going on and kind of infiltrate. And that was a workaround.
Well, guys, this has been fantastic.
Hey, I noticed you had, I didn't know if you saw it on your end. I don't know what you can see or whatever, but Mac donated to you, gifted you $50, but I wanted to read his.
Let me get to it.
Yeah. It says, "Good day, everyone. Very, very interesting show. God bless everyone." Mac55.
Yeah, keep tuning in because this show is going to get better and better. And
Thank
better.
you.
Thank you, Mac.
That's really appreciated.
And then someone gave subscriptions up there, and I was trying to scroll up, so I got distracted. There it is.
Whip and Spur.
Yes, gifted 5 subscriptions to Truth or Media. So thank y'all
you.
very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
we appreciate it.
And Stav, I just want to say about your comment here. Of course, not everybody's going to be the good guy. There's always going to be bad guys infiltrating good guy stuff and vice versa.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a whole web.
Yeah,
it is definitely a web, and unfortunately we didn't get into a lot of it. We got into the historical part of it, but there's so much more.
I mean,
the
86.
That's what I wanted you to show was those 2 documents, 86 and 47. So we can show what Comey could have been alluding to, because you said it ties with the Clintons and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Because that's what I was looking forward to.
Well, the post that I made on X, it's got a little bit to do with that too. The whole 8647 and TikTok stuff, because that Northleaf Financial, there's a lot going on there, and I don't really.
Is big. That's a big one.
It's basically like a shell hub. I don't know how else to describe it.
If I can pull it up.
So
y'all don't leave yet.
Yeah, don't leave yet. Don't leave yet.
Because I think this was pretty interesting.
And guys, I know there's a lot of people that's watching right now on X that maybe have never seen this show before. So what I'm going to do is if you guys aren't following Courteous, and I'm going to put up Freedom Fires here in just 1 second. I dropped Courteous's handle in there, and I'll get you Freedom Fires too.
Follow my boy Kurt.
I don't have a check mark right now because I just can't afford it right now.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
If I didn't have to do the things I did on there, I wouldn't have one.
Well, guess what, Curtis? We're going to get you some of this, and we're going to get you a subscription to X.
Sorry, I'm gonna.
Some of this money that y'all
I
just
can.
made tonight.
I like what Kilburn said. Not my first rodeo, but I still can't ride the bull. I like that. I think I'm gonna say that.
Was that 8 seconds?
Yeah, probably. Yes, Mac. We got that. Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you so much.
Mac's good to us. He is. He helps take care of.
Yeah,
Mac has
I
paid
see
some
him
of my
doing good
bills.
stuff.
Yeah. Thank you so much, all of y'all, man, just for showing up and being here with us.
You know, everybody thinks podcasters like Tracy and I make money, but I'm going to tell you right now, I was scouring the internet on how to cut our bills, and I found one.
We did. We cut our. While you're looking for that, my husband found us a way to save $150
a month.
A month,
and have better stuff.
I know.
Yeah. So.
Yeah,
we're gonna have better
I'm
internet.
sending you a couple things. So
Okay.
there's a couple things. So the first one is the 86. It's the Reagan document.
Okay.
And I put it in the chat, or not
Okay.
in our private chat, because I'm if I put us on share screen with me, we're probably getting disconnected.
I didn't get that link. It didn't post to the private chat.
I don't know why it's not doing that. Because you tried earlier and it didn't do it either. Maybe you could maybe it'll let you just share your screen or no.
You can just drop it in the Rumble chat if you want to.
Try again. Yeah, it doesn't like to share that stuff with you guys for some reason out of that. It's like
I've never had a hard
It's
time.
weird. If you just want to drop it in the Rumble chat.
Well, but we can't see the document. Oh,
I can.
Oh, you
I'll
can
get it
click it
pulled
from
up.
there. Okay. See if you can do it in the chat, and then he can just click it out of there.
all right. Well, I'm just
In
gonna
the
try to
Rumble
share
chat.
it. We're just gonna take a chance, guys.
Okay. Sounds good.
See what happens. Okay. So the first one. Hold on, doggy. Okay.
No,
hang
not
on.
really.
All right.
You shut it back off?
Kilburn said, call your provider and tell them you're going to cancel. Watch how fast the rates drop. Heck yeah, I've done that before too. And then I've gotten one said, well,
Can you guys see it?
Nope.
Yeah, hang on.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay. So the problem is that once it's on there, then I can't do anything with it.
Okay. So what are we
See,
looking
that says
at?
right there, it says national security. Hang on, let me
Decision directive number 86.
Yep, that's 86.
March 28th, 1983. Man, you sure you can't send that link to me somewhere, like on an X chat or something, and I can get it pulled up, because I want to be able to blow this thing up and look at it.
All right, hang on. Let me try it again. One day I will learn how to do this, and it'll be great.
I just thought it was pretty cool because this is that document 86 and then 147 one. I mean, it's pretty interesting that may be what we had a theory what he was.
There we go.
Oh, another theory that she's brought up is because she made the point that the CIA started in 47.
Oh, interesting.
And what if it's also about, 86, the CIA?
All right, let me get it pulled up.
Okay, the next one's 47.
It's not sharing.
Yeah, she's got to share it.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
so
ready
sorry.
to roll. It's okay. It's ready to roll.
Awesome. There you go.
All right. So we will read this document. And so this is from March 28th, 1983. It's unclassified. It was secret. National Security Decision, Directive Number 86. U.S. approach to INF negotiations. The U.S. delegation to the INF negotiations is directed to make a proposal based on the following elements of the Soviet Union before the end of the current round of negotiations. The U.S. continues to believe that their 0-0 outcome is an optimal outcome. Without an agreement which satisfies the criteria we have previously identified, however, the U.S. will deploy LRINF land-based missiles as planned by NATO, while maintaining other elements of the U.S. INF position as an interim step towards the ultimate elimination of all I'm assuming it's long-range international something land-based missiles. The U.S. could agree and accept a limit at one of the number of the certain discrete levels, provided that the level would satisfy the criteria cited above, and provided the Soviet Union is prepared to agree to reduce its corresponding LRINF land-based missile forces to an equal level. So basically what this thing is saying, before we go any further, is that we have some missiles and they have some missiles, and we're going to bring it down to like equal levels, okay, that each one of us have.
Well, it's like enter into a, basically it's talking about an agreed number of warheads on longer range.
Long range. And I'm assuming these are nuclear warheads?
To reduce the number of warheads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Therefore, the U.S. INF delegation should notify the Soviet delegation that the U.S. is prepared to enter into an interim agreement under which the United States would accept a limit at some finite agreed number of warheads on long-range land-based INF missile launchers if the Soviet Union reduces the number of warheads on its LNR INF land-based missile force to an equal level. The U.S. views such an agreement as an interim step to the total elimination of weapons of this class. Okay, so how is this tying into...
Well, Stav says it's longer range, intermediate range
nuclear forces. Got it.
Right.
But it's signed by Ronald Reagan.
Yeah, it's signed by Ronald Reagan on 5/17/91.
So after we look at the next one, then I want to hear her theory on what she thinks.
All right, so send me the next one now.
It's in there.
Okay.
There it is.
Mm-hmm. You got it?
Yep, right here.
Wait, does that one
Nope.
doesn't say 47 on it?
Yeah, it does.
That's it.
NSC
It's at the top.
47 right there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, and this is from Clinton. Can everybody see it?
Yeah. Do you want to read it, Ricky? Or do you want to
No, you guys can, because I can't see it because I'm blind.
And Josh, I posted one that I also want you to put up there after this.
Got it.
So about a Clinton.
Can everybody else see it? We can make sure that we got it in there right.
Okay, it says this is not a textual record. This is used as an administrative marker by the Clinton Presidential Library staff. And folder number PDD 47, Nuclear Scientific and Technological Cooperation with Russia, RE Stockpile Safety and Security and Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty Monitoring Verification, March 21st, 1996. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, if you go down quite a ways.
Keep going, she said.
Yeah.
Tell me where to stop.
Keep going, because it'll look like the Reagan doc, where it'll have all the little markers.
These are
you
all
can see
the
everybody
signatures.
that's signed off on it. Yeah.
Did that say Rudy Giuliani? No way.
Where?
I don't know. I saw Giuliani. Go up one more. Okay, never mind.
No.
I can't read.
Yeah.
I'm like, surely
That's why
not.
Josh is reading this and I'm not, because I can't see it.
Keep going.
I'm trying not to skip past it.
National
you're
Security
good.
Council information. Okay, keep going. Lord, that's
There
a
you
lot
go.
of people.
Yeah.
Is this it right here?
Yeah, I think so. It's talking about. It's almost like it looks almost like. I think if you keep going, it'll look just about like the Reagan deal.
Okay, give me just a second. Let me keep going. There we go.
Oh.
It's Clinton.
Stupid thing.
Basically, though, they're both talking about. This is talking about nuclear. It's going fast.
Well, I'm trying to get to something that looks like that.
How many pages was this?
It's quite a bit.
Okay.
Well, this is the end. So we'll go back through it. What am I looking for?
Okay, what you're looking for is, let's see. So what you saw on the Reagan doc was he was saying we're going to be on an even playing field, right? We're not stockpiling anything. We are putting everything on an even playing field. We are, making that presidential decision directive, and this is what we're going to do. Okay.
Nuclear testing. That's what
Yeah.
they said. See,
So-
nuclear testing, Russia.
Right.
Nuclear
So
safeguards.
what does Bill Clinton come in and do? We, the United States, are also interested in expanding scientific and technical cooperation with Russia, including lab-to-lab contacts and collaboration on verification technologies. On October the 15th of 1995, the United States provided the Russian Federation with diplomatic non-paper entitled U.S.-Russian Scientific and Technical Cooperation. That paper outlined 5 specific areas where unclassified activities could be conducted, primarily in the areas of stockpile safety and security, including fundamental physics process important to stockpile stewardship, the utilization of facilities for physics experiments, technologies and systematic approaches to assure safety and security in the nuclear weapon stockpile and in nuclear forces operations, techniques for monitoring the CTBT, materials, science, technologies, and development. The October 15th non-paper also specified that if in the future it is agreed that classified discussions were warranted, an appropriate agreement for cooperation will have to be concluded, consistent with the authorities set forth in the Atomic Energy Act. So, U.S.-Russian nuclear scientific and technical cooperation related to stockpile safety and security and CTBT monitoring and verification in the U.S. national interest, in that it can contribute to greater transparency to the safe and secure maintenance and drawdown of the Russian nuclear stockpile during a period of political and economic transition in Russia, as well as the U.S. nuclear stockpile. So to me, that is kind of like, are you hearing that part of it? The Russian nuclear stockpile during a period of political and economic transition in Russia, okay, sustain the scientific competence of individuals responsible for ensuring confidence in the Russia and U.S. nuclear stockpiles. Facilitate achievement of the other U.S. policy objectives, such as Russian agreement to the compliance with a true zero-yield CTBT. Basically, what this is just like an entire go-around of saying everything that Reagan put in place. You have to remember then who came after Reagan was Bush, right? And where did Bush get us into war at? Where were we?
Iraq.
Yeah, Iraq over there.
And if you
Weapons
guys don't
of mass
know,
destruction.
Well, Kilburn's saying, which makes sense with the Clinton uranium-1 markers.
Yeah, so let me tie something together here for you guys. So do you remember that dig that I did on the uranium-1 documents? I did like just a whim. I did a show on it, okay? So in those documents that were just released by the House Judiciary Committee investigating the Clintons, ties Clintons all the way back to facilitating uranium cells back when they were still in Arkansas.
Oh, I believe it. Because when you look at this document, who was actually the president at the time of Russia? So you're going all the way back to that, right? I don't have that document pulled up.
I mean, Putin's been in there a long time.
So the uranium-1
scandal I don't think it
was way back, even before it started, even before Bill Clinton got into office.
That's
and
what I'm
guys,
saying.
This is a whole conspiracy over a 30 years, because you remember whenever that Obama was president, Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. Remember the reset button over there in Russia?
Yeltsin,
We're giving you the reset button.
Yeltsin, thank you. Yes, that's my point. is going back to, if you're seeing, and I'm not saying, I want you guys to keep an open mind, because there is double meaning to everything. We know that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I think the 8647 is how, in my opinion, this is totally my opinion. I know nothing. I'm just saying the 8647 is what's getting the indictment. But I want you guys to think logically, in the sense that if you were somebody who knew where the bodies were buried and you were going to flip, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you needed to make things look a certain way, this is like the perfect setup. I'm just saying, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying Comey's a good person. I don't think he is. I'm just saying, when you're looking at it logically from a legal aspect of, we have it all, and still they're pointing things out, 8647 makes sense, because when you think about it in a sense of, don't look at the seashells, look at the shells. Shell companies, you're moving shells, right? That's in my head when I'm thinking. And when I saw that, I thought, that's interesting, because that's almost like a shout out, a point to the Clintons, like, hey, I know what you did. You know what I mean? Like,
like if you
know what I mean?
Like, you better
From
keep
those documents.
You better keep protecting me. You better, I'm going to rat on your tail.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because there's so much there. It's gone back so far that you have to think about, when Reagan was in office, Bush was the vice president. I'm under no false illusion that, Bush wasn't towards the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, so that stuff has been going on for a long time. And I feel like you're starting to see that undoing. You saw that undoing once, obviously Bush got in there. And it's just the flow of activity that we're seeing, going from, we're dealing with Russia, and then you're talking about like Afghanistan, you're talking about Saudi Arabia, you're talking about all these areas. Well, where is Uranium One? Where are we following that trail right now?
Well, guess what? During the Uranium One scandal, guess who was the director of the FBI? It was Robert Mueller.
Exactly.
Okay?
Right.
But guess who was Robert Mueller's number 2?
Who?
James Comey.
That's right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, there's all these things. It's like, I'm probably all the way off. I don't know, but there just seems to be something there to me. I don't know.
Well,
it could be.
Oh yeah.
I do too. I think you're right. And double meanings exist, right? And he did that. I saw someone post about it, a very short period of time, a week, 2 weeks before he released his book. And in the book, he's talking about coded messaging and whatnot.
Yes. Yes.
And so, I mean, that could have been a double thing. I mean, it could have been, who knows?
So what Freedom Fire is trying to say here, guys, is 8647 is the start of us being able, because we just watched that video about Comey being bad and Comey having communications with people. Okay. Well, guess what this indictment does? What did you say last night on our Tracing Justice space last night? What does this open up the door to?
Oh, more parallel investigations
and communications.
Yeah, this is going to bring all that in. And another thing too is, 8647. It goes back to that too. Is when you look at other things, my brain goes to, everybody says follow the pin, and everybody thinks about Biden and Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine.
Okay.
And, yeah.
My brain goes cop mode, and it goes electronic communications, Privacy Act, all that kind of stuff, because 1986 ECPA, pin register, trap and trace. I mean, that's what you have. Like, goes back to that trap and trace, and that's what it is. Okay. So a pin register with phone, like when you're talking about phone tapping and all this other kind of stuff, pin registers and trap and trace devices. The pin actually, how I explain this, on a trap and trace, when you follow the pin actually pings the outgoing calls. The trace is what gets the incoming calls. if that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
So that's something else I thought about. And that is under, it's under 8647 as well. So there's like all these little things. It's a surveillance law year. I mean, that's 1986. I mean, so that's a communication surveillance deal.
Gotcha.
And it goes into your FISA expansion and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So just throwing that out there.
You know, Q always said FISA goes both ways. Okay.
Right.
So now all of a sudden, all the rhinos and the Democrats have a problem with FISA. They're like, oh, we don't want to reauthorize FISA now. Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what caught my attention, Josh. Like immediately. I was like, well, isn't that convenient? You know, isn't that convenient? Because, you know,
what's good for the goose should be good for the gander.
Hey, I want to say something real quick that Stav is pointing out that James Comey, because I saw him say it earlier in the chat too, but it got lost. James Comey visited Australia in March 2016 for a 2-day visit hosted by the Australian Federal Police to discuss security. Crossfire hurricane investigation started in July 2016. And that links to the George Papadopoulos video that I about the honeypot. Right. So but he was saying how I think he's alluding to that they could have been in some type of, like, the Australian prime minister or foreign whatever it's called kind of helped him. I don't know. Stav, you may have to.
Now, one other thing too that you have to remember too, that Robert Mueller, do you remember when Trump says that Trump Tower was wiretapped?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Okay. So a lot of Anons get this wrong, okay, with the Q drop that says, why would Mueller want to come to Trump Tower to interview for FBI director when he knew that he couldn't be FBI director because he's already previously served as an FBI director?
Yeah, director. Right.
Robert Mueller gained access into Trump Tower. And then the very next day, Trump shuts down operations in Trump Tower and says, I'm being wiretapped.
Mm-hmm.
Mueller was the one that wiretapped Trump Tower. It wasn't because he was trying to feed POTUS information.
Right.
Robert Mueller, Q even said, Robert Mueller is not a white hat. Says it in a drop right there. Okay. So now Robert Mueller ties back into Uranium One. Where does the Q-op start? Why does it start?
Right.
What is Q clearance? Guys, are you getting it? Are you seeing it yet? It's because the Uranium One scandal going all the way back is how we caught on to all of this stuff. How the Q-op was created.
Right.
It's all tied together, folks. All of it.
and I think what Stav is very important. I know I keep, but he's given some.
No, I'm reading too. Yeah.
Define the PRISM program. PRISM collects stored internet communications based on demands made to internet companies such as Google and Apple under Section 702 of the FISA Amendments Act of 2008. PRISM equals 5E, which is 5 eyes, equals FISA. That's interesting.
And so I want to say, Stav, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the new, I call it the Five Eyes building there in Australia now, isn't that called the Hive? I think that's what they call it, is the Hive.
But I think he's talking, it's how we're getting all of, part of how we're maybe getting Comey's information, communications, things like that.
Right.
So Hive and that beekeeper. Ha! Oh man, dude, that's interesting.
Honeypot,
Hive.
Talking about honeypots and all of this. How James Comey sent them in. Guys, listen. Let me tell you something. I just can't. It's all connected. All of it is connected.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Every single Mama Fox said that too.
Yeah.
Where's all right, guys? Dadgummit.
Dadgummit.
We got to get ready for AJP.
Yeah, if we don't stop now, we'll just keep going.
Yeah. And this
I
can
see
go
a
on and
part
on.
2.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh yeah, there's a lot. I'm always up for digging. I love it. I'm horrible on the technicality part of all this with the technical stuff. That's why I'm glad Josh is here. I could never get all this stuff up on the screen. I'm so sorry.
We need to get you a producer, is what we need.
My husband needs to learn how to do this stuff. I keep telling him. Yeah, he's good at it.
If I had a computer and I wasn't on the road right now, I'd be able to help more with that stuff.
I just am not good at it. Yeah.
Mama Bear says, "Don't forget about what Curtis wanted to share."
Yeah,
No, it'll be okay. We'll show it another time.
Yeah, why don't y'all do a part 2? Because you've got a lot of people interested in this stuff.
No, we do. We have a lot of stuff, and we will keep going on it, I'm sure.
Okay,
so
good deal.
All right.
Thank y'all for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you guys being on.
Yeah.
It's helpful.
So what we're going to be doing next is, I guess I could lead us out in prayer if you want me to, or Cardi.
Yes, I was actually going to ask you to.
Okay. Yeah. So before then, what we're going to be doing is AJP is coming up at 11 p.m. Eastern, about 14 minutes or so. We're going to raid over to him, and I'm going to take care of that, Freedom Fire. So I'm already logged in here. So we're going to raid over to the AJP Army, and he's probably got a fire show. It's FAFO Friday, so you don't want to miss that.
It's always fun.
Yep. And then tomorrow morning, don't forget to check out It's Biblical with Seth Larrabee. So if you want to get a link to that show, just go to truthermedia.com, go all the way down to the bottom, and click on It's Biblical, and you'll be able to find Seth at 11 a.m. Eastern. So I'm sure he's going to have a great show for you.
Yeah.
Anything
I think
else?
it's appropriate. I think it's appropriate that you mentioned something about your big post today.
What big post?
Or did you not make a big post yet?
Oh, guys. Okay. So, yeah. So I'm going to either start Dawning Justice back May 12th or May 13th.
It's not going to be May 12th. We have court May 12th, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Not like for me.
Oh, no.
So
my ex-husband.
Yeah. Ex-husband stuff. So, so we're probably going to start at May 13th. I'm rebooting the show because we have gotten some temporary funding for the show for me to be able to do this, but I still can't quit my normal job. So if you
we'll get there.
Yeah, we're going to get there.
We're going to get there.
I may have to pre-record some shows every now and again.
Depending on work.
Yeah, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a little bit of news, a little bit of decoding, a little bit of faith. It's going to be like a big variety show for in the mornings on your way to work. Because a lot of people, it was really, really catching on there at the end. I don't want to do an all news show because we've already got that covered at noon with Keeping It Real with Steve. So I'm going to be doing some morning decodes, going into Trump Post and things like that. So I'm really excited about that. We do have a new sponsor for Tracing Justice. It's Pet Club 24/7. So you're going to be hearing a little bit about that. We're going to be doing an interview with them. Some great products for the pets and for the human body too. So stay tuned for that because we've got some samples coming our way and we're going to try them out. And we know that our medicine is in our food. So, and we've gotten a lot of that stuff taken away from us for all these petroleum-based medicines. So we're going to explore some of this stuff coming up. So that's all I've got, guys. Thank you, Curtis, for reminding me about that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right.
Kilburn, you did not distract, by the way. You helped.
No, we love it
in our chat.
No, I love
y'all
that.
Help. It's not a distraction, guys.
I love all of you guys.
Not.
Thank you.
I love all the questions.
To add, it's important. Please do it.
Yes. Yes.
I love I love people throwing stuff in there or asking questions or just giving other ideas or different perspectives because otherwise I'm just like, And I want to say thank you so much to Yeet Force and to You Said Paid because those are my guys, man. They were on it. They were, I love you guys. I just asked them, hey, we need a little bit of help. And you guys are the ones to like dig. They're diggers. We're all like-minded in that. They get just as crazy as we do with that stuff. And I appreciate you guys so much.
Look, Max talking about the mushies. That's it. That's the ones. That's the ones. Well, anyways, thank
So-
y'all for real,
Yeah, you're
for
welcome.
real, all of
Thank
y'all.
you guys
Thank
so
you for
much.
coming on.
Yes, we'll do it again.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love shows like this. And I want to tell you, everybody out there watching, Cardius Maximus and Freedom Fire, they contribute a lot to Truther Media,
Oh my
just more than just doing a show and things like that. They do a lot of digging for us, and they spend a lot of time doing deep dives for all of us. So
That's
I
right.
want to thank you guys so much for
They
all
don't
the
get
hard
the
work.
recognition we need, or
Thank
you know,
you.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, Courteous is a mod for us, but that's like a very small portion of what he gives to the movement. I mean,
He's a
he'll
behind the
text me
scenes
things.
kind of guy right now.
Yeah, he'll text me things, and he's like, "You got to look at this. You got," and I'm like, "Holy crap!" So, and Freedom Fire's the same way too.
Oh my gosh.
She'll text us like 11 o'clock at night, saying, "Guys, you might want to take a look at
And
this."
it's mind blowing stuff. It's like, where do you find this, girl? Like, I've been digging for a long time, but I'm like, you got some secret something going on.
Get some secret sauce or something.
Yeah, I don't know what
Just
it
gotta
is.
know where to look.
I think we're just rizzing them with the tism.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest.
All right, guys. So
All right,
I
guys.
guess I will go ahead and lead us out in prayer, and then I'll get the raids going over to the AJP Army. So for FAFO Friday. So everybody, if you want to bow your heads. Lord, I come to you in Jesus' name, Lord. Hallowed be thy name, Lord. Thank you for giving us the tools that we need to start breaking away from the principalities that run this earth, Lord, and to finally have the scales removed from our eyes, and so we can finally see the truth, Lord. We thank you for giving the Holy Spirit to us to help us out in our discernment, Lord, that we may know from the Holy Spirit that when we are being lied to and when we're being told the truth. And Lord, I also thank you for sending your Son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for all of our sins, Lord, because through him we have a path to glory. And we have a path to you, Lord, and to heaven, Lord. And we thank you so much for sending your one and only Son. And Lord, I want to thank you for all the friends that you have given us and putting in our path, Lord, and even removing the people that needed to be removed from our lives, Lord, so we may prosper in what you want us to do, Lord, not just what we want to do, Lord, but what your mission is for us. And please give us the courage, Lord, and the wisdom and the strength, Lord, to go out and spread your word about the Son you sent to die on the cross, Lord. And I thank you, Lord. I thank you for everybody watching this show, that you may put your hand on them and protect them, Lord, and give them their needs, Lord, that they do need. And I thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 All right. So let me get this raid set up before we hit goodbye. And
I just want to say, like our friend Josh here would only say, let's go save the Republic.
I love it. You said it cool. I like how you said it.
she likes yours better than mine.
He said it, but he said, let's go save the Republic. I like that. Let's go do this.
We're ready whenever you are.
All right, guys.
smoke. Sign in the margins, thought it was closed. But we read every clause, every quiet ploy. Now the door swings shut. Welcome to the receipt room. You can stall, you can stall, but the hammer's gonna fall. Alright. Truth don't knock, it walks right in. Welcome to the receipt room. We brought the receipts. Hold the line. Name by name. Time by time. No more smoke. No decoys. Signal. Over noise. Welcome to the receipt room. Welcome to the receipt room.